to talk about professional wrestling.
Nobody knows the whole story, so I'll tell you.
How about you, Jason?
Oh, this is like a murder room. This is great.
Lots of black sex magicians out there, right?
And look down like, what the fuck?
Oh, we're gonna just do it this way and nobody's gonna stop us.
I want to show that a real champion has to do things for the community, for your people, for other women.
In this business, what you sell is emotions. If you manage to get people invested, you did it.
That's for sure, some videotapes.
It's time for another MMM show.
Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I'm your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at Justin Harvey 75. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMshow 75, which Tony hates. But guess what? Tony's not here because he hasn't slept in like 15 days. He just did some
Why does he hate that?
crazy tour of CMLL in like 15 different cities and all sorts of stuff. So Tony, good luck with that nap, bruh.
Why does he not like MMMshow?
He doesn't like MMMshow 75 because he was looking to create a website and it was like, okay, should it be MMMshow 75? Should it be, because there's another MMM show somewhere. It stands for
There's a
something
bunch of
stupid.
them and they all suck.
Right. So he was just like frustrated. And I was like, I get it, dude. Like our YouTube is Mass Mats Mayhem. And he was like, fine, it'll just be massmatsmayhem.com. And then he was like, but now I want to change the emails. So the emails have to be Tony at massmatsmayhem.com. And I was like, yeah, but we have MMMshow75 at Gmail. And he was like, that's ghetto. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of ghetto. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, whatever you want to do, Tones. Tone. Look, y'all don't know. Tones is like the mastermind behind a whole bunch of stuff. Like he just keeps stuff going, and the dude is a nonstop ball of energy until he's been awake for 38 hours straight, and then Comatose can do it. Tony can't do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I am joined as always sometimes by my main homie, my stromie, Mike D. At Byron Fever.
Catch it. What's the mic? What?
I did a Beastie Boys intro by accident. I've been listening to some
that's
old
cool. I'll take it.
hip hop recently. In the caddy corner over there, I got to get my points
Is that
right.
chair that spins around?
Is the backwards man of the power, our resident sicko, Tony Khan's hand job partner. It's Bear Brennan.
What up?
What's going on? So the Minnesota hand job that has like cheese curds, or no? That's the Wisconsin one, right?
Cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz. Gotcha. Okay. Daniel cannot be here tonight, guys, but he'll be in the chat. We love that too. That's fine. And my man from down under, but always getting over, it's Comatose.
Son of a bitch has the coolest catchphrase.
You know, me and Comatose, we workshop some things, man. We hang out every now and then, and we workshop. Like after the pay-per-view, me and Coma were just chilling for like an hour and a half, just hanging. Cameras weren't even on. We were just like hanging, having a good time. Talking about how to come up with cool catchphrases to make Byron Fever catch it.
Come up with a catchphrase for me.
You have one, Byron Fever, catch it like it's a fucking
I have
disease.
stickers too from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
15
Did we ever
years
make a catch it shirt? We should have made a catch it shirt. We still
No,
gotta
I have one. My friends made me one when I was storm chasing.
Yeah, but we need a MMM show one. Come on, storm chasing. That's totally played. Like anybody ever watched that show? Storm chasing.
There's a new storm chaser show.
You act like you guys got
HBO.
7s in the ratings or something.
I don't. You know what? We may
Dude.
7s were probably mediocre back in the day, and
How
they're
crazy is that?
gangbusters
How crazy is that? Like straight up normal Discovery Channel shows, we're getting like, I don't know, 10 times what an episode of AEW can get nowadays.
Yeah. Well, you just look at the
it's so
wrestling
insane. Like
ratings back in the
cable was
day.
out of control there for a while. Like when you go back and look at those Monday Night Wars numbers, what's up, Bax? If you go back and look at those Monday Night Wars numbers, they're crazy. It's like 10s and 11s and shit in there on a regular basis. You're like,
Yeah,
like if
but
a
on the other
wrestling show
hand,
got a
nowadays,
3 right now, it would be incredible.
but nowadays you look at sources of entertainment where you consume your content, which wasn't even a phrase back
Right.
then. You watch TV or you watched a 380p grainy video on E-Bombs World or something, you know. So like now I never watch cable. I watch YouTube, and there are shows that I like to watch, and I stream them. But
Right.
it's so different now.
Oh, look, Rebecca's got her little wrench now because she's a moderator officially.
She's a moderator?
I made her a moderator.
She's the one that
last
needs
week.
to be
I don't even know if she
moderated.
noticed that I made her a moderator last week.
She's the one that needs to be moderated.
You know, and there's
Another
what's up
one.
from the man. Okay, I'm gonna start hot because that's never happened before on this show.
Oh, drop of the week.
What was that match that I just saw? That was the biggest pile of garbage booking I've ever seen. And I'm gonna take it a step further. What is Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight already? What is this 1 week feud into a blow off thing that we're doing? Tony, you were doing so well. You're coming off of what pundits and people are like Alvarez and Dave LaGreca and all these guys are saying this might have been the best pay-per-view that AEW has ever done, in spite of its 5-hour length or whatever. People are through the moon about this pay-per-view, and then we're right back to this crap again? What? We're back to not knowing if Andrade's a face or a heel. We're back to 1 week bookings with blow-offs? No, bro, come on. Come the F on. Chris Statlander, Hikaru Shida just fell apart 4 days ago. And we're at a lights out blow-off match already just because we're in Philadelphia?
Hold on. It's a lights out, blowout, Philly street fight match.
I'm sorry, right. Come on, look,
I don't
even Bear
understand
sounds
that.
like he's got a level of disdain in his voice right now. Like,
I
there's
just don't understand the street fight. Isn't the lights out thing implied that it's like no rules? Like, why? What's the Philly street? They didn't go to the streets. You know, it would be like one thing if it was happening in a parking garage.
Right.
Like, that would have been kind of cool.
No, it's just a way to say ECW rules without saying ECW rules. Like, just say
That's what
ECW
lights
rules.
You know
What's
what
the
else?
lights
You know what
out
else?
match then?
I bet they only booked Sheeta to be in town for like a month. And now she's
Right.
going to go back to Japan and do her other stuff. Because she's here to fill in because Tony's out.
Right. I
So
get
he
it.
probably-
I
he
get
probably
it.
Figured out what he wants to do now with other people.
Well, I'm sorry, but like this whole back and forth with Stat,
Yeah.
like trying to crack the Stat code. Look, that was great. We already know Stat can have great matches. That was a lot of fun. Like the beginning was a little rough, but it picked up. It went where it was supposed to go. The light tube thing was recalculitis. The final table spot, her dropping on the knees like that. Like, dear Lord, Chris, don't do a lot of those, girl. That is not good for your hips or your knees.
Yeah,
She
but
had on
like-
some nice beefy knee pads, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Bear?
Just the light tube thing. Like, the light tube thing for me sums up Chris Statlander's like entire AEW run. It's been this like, I'm a badass Chris Statlander, but then when the time comes for me to do really badass shit, I take the high road. You know, it's been that like. She never pulls the trigger on it. I don't know.
But I mean, that was the story, and that's why Harley came out. So if you've got Goody Two Shoes little Harley at the end saying, Stat, take the step, hit her with the stick.
Yeah, but
that's the story
it's
they're
not a
trying to
light
tell.
tube.
But does anybody get that? Did anybody feel that from this match? That it was like, and I thought Stat rushed that spot at the end too. Like, hold the stick, look at the crowd, ask the crowd, should I do it? Should I do it? And have Harley out there. Harley was just getting the crowd to start chanting, and she just goes and does it. Not good. Not good television.
Should have hit her
presence.
with the light tubes.
Yeah, like you see that with other wrestlers on the show, It's with everything. Like even Mark Davis in Jungle Boy, and when they're doing submission holds, Mark Davis is clearly wrist deep into the ropes. He still holds the hand up for a second for a beat, then grabs it.
Then grabs
So
it.
you know.
So you
and
know,
you have
like,
the
oh, he's gonna do
anticipation.
some dirty heel stuff.
Yeah.
But like
No,
Chris,
he was trying to break a hold, but yeah, it's the
I
same
love
thing,
you,
man.
Chris.
You
Just
communicate.
take a beat, look to the crowd, feel the energy. Don't just go to the next spot. Feel what's going on there.
Yeah.
Give the crowd a little something. Think about it. If you look conflicted, we feel for you trying to figure out why you're conflicted. There was none of that in that match. It was just, oh, Harley said, do it. I have the stick. I'm mad at this girl now. So spink, let me hit her in the head. What?
This is the thing with AEW's character building and their storyline. It's just like that. It's there, but it's not there. It's just not. It needs to be believable in so many ways, but they don't sort of capitalize on that. If that makes sense, they sort of tell part of a story and they don't sell the character at the same time. And that's the bit I think they're lacking in too.
This is one of the things for AEW. It's like, guys, you're coming off of one of the hottest events of the year. WWE looks like dog shit right now. You've got this great level of momentum, and this is bringing me to my question of the day. Like, can AEW right now in the present capitalize on this momentum? And I'm not saying they're going to beat WWE, but can they get themselves back up to a higher level in the minds of all wrestling fans? I'm talking casuals, I'm talking hardcores, I'm talking WWE fans, TNA fans, New Japan fans. Like, can AEW take this opportunity right now to make those strides that put them higher in the game than they have been for a while? And coming into this episode, when I was thinking about what we were going to talk about tonight, before Dynamite tonight, I was like, hell yes. AEW is absolutely going to position themselves as kings of the universe. But there was a few things missing. Like, they took the opportunity to get the dogs over with Edge and Christian. Loved that. Loved that tonight. Except what I needed first was for Edge and Christian to come out and say, thank you guys. Thanks to all these sickos. We chose AEW as a home because this is the place to be. We're veterans of this game and we could choose to be anywhere, but we choose to be here with you because you're the best fans. You saw that pay-per-view. And Edge is a guy that can do this, or Cope, I'm sorry. Cope's a guy that can do that. He's the guy that can put that stamp on what they just did, because you got to tell people, you got to tell casuals like, hey man, we're holding it together. You don't even have to say the other place is falling apart. All a guy like Cope has to say is, I chose to be here, and that pay-per-view is why. And people will get the connection. I didn't freaking feel that tonight. Like, Tony, you got to do that stuff, bro. You got to give the audience the reasons to care. You got to do the Paul Heyman, where Paul Heyman would come out after a big pay-per-view and he would say, we blew the roof off because we're better than all those other places. We don't care if the numbers are lower. This locker room believes it. You believe it. I believe it. We're going to keep on believing and keep on giving you the best show that we can every day, despite what everyone else is doing. AEW doesn't do that. Why don't they do that? It's killing me. It's killing me. It was such a good pay-per-view.
It's a critical difference between both promotions, isn't it? Like one of them makes you want to believe, and the other one is sort of it's there, but it's just not over, you know. And it's got all the potential in the world to do it, but like you said, the word of the day is capitalize, and that's what they just struggle to do. And they're there, but they're not.
AEW has always had some sort of issue with. It's not when I say telling stories, it's not having stories to tell. It's how they tell the story. And you could see it early on when they would do their vignettes, and it would just be like a bad improv show, and it would be a horrible scene. Or their programs, like Swerve and Keith Lee would have 3 months worth of story beats, in the span of 1 week. It's just there's no pacing, there's no proper storytelling to get you from A to B to C, but also like what you guys are saying, to want to go from A to find out what B is, to find out what C is, to find out what will happen on the next thing. They have such a issue with that, and they've been on a great run, but also with storytelling, there's also what they've been doing with the main event scene. You have a bunch of stuff, you have a bunch of pieces, and they're all in play, but then they're all headed towards the belt, which is what they should be. But they found a good creative way for like 2 cycles of a group of people doing that, for them all to kind of find their own problems and issues along the way, and one guy will end up going for the belt. But everyone's happy because the other guys are fighting about other stuff. It's like the baby that cries. You don't say stop crying. You shake the keys and they go, you want them to think about something else, right? And so here, like with the opening hot segment, which they sort of did right with the Jet, he comes out, he does his thing, but then Justin's internet died, so he'll be back, I think. He's gonna figure that out. But he had his thing, but they had him intersect like a program. An angle is when, 2 paths collide and you have a literal angle. That's a wrestling angle, right? So the Jet collided with MJF, but it wasn't an urgency. It was a I'll see you down the road sort of thing. Great. But let's see what he's going to do next, or it's exciting. What's going to happen? That's going to linger. But then he has Speedball, but then he bumps into Kyle Fletcher, who immediately looks at Kyle's old belt. He was supposed to have a big run with his pink TNT title belt, and it got cut short due to injury. So in that situation, also Kyle Fletcher, I don't know. I know they make pills and injections to help your muscles get bigger. He's on, I don't know how many peptides that kid is on, but he's also on grow taller peptides. Apparently, he comes in. He's 2 feet taller than the Jet. His shirt is already too small for his barrel chest, and then he has his old manager who comes in and talks trash for him. And the Jet all of a sudden looks like Kevin.
Kev from the block.
Kev. Yeah. So like this is the direction you're purposely putting that comparison in, and now you're purposely putting the Jet, who's a brand new champ and going on a run, and he has a win over the world title, and you immediately put him in a spot where the fans look at the screen, they emasculate the new champ, the champ, and they put over the guy who just the new toy, the guy who just returned the day before. There's all this presentation is intentional, and whether it's intended to be intentional or not, and it has all these effects. And if you go to film school, you can learn how to write a 9-page paper in 2 days about how something randomly done on screen means so much, like what I just said.
Well, and it's I didn't understand too why you have this newly christened heel looking inferior to other more established heels.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Yeah,
that's why people used to protect themselves. That's why like Hulk Hogan wouldn't do a program with Jake the Snake Roberts. Because Jake was getting bigger babyface pops, and that's a big lore thing, and everyone's like, Hulk Hogan, what a dickhead, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? That's not one of the dickhead things he did. That was smart business. There's other stuff.
What were you going to say, Bear?
All right. So, like, going back to the pay-per-view, I think, like, for me, guessing all of them right, it was sort of, I wouldn't say it's like the easiest thing, but they paid a lot of storylines off. They built a lot of storylines into that pay-per-view, and that's what made it really good, is that there was a lot of storylines that were paid off. And now we're coming out of this pay-per-view, and a lot of the stories that they're building have now been paid off. And so now they're starting sort of at square one with a lot of this stuff. And I think it feels just a little disjointed right now because of that. There's still stuff that they're building. The Ospreay stuff is continuing on through the pay-per-view into tonight's. And I did actually really enjoy that trios match and the story they're telling with Ospreay and the Death Riders. But in general, I think there's just a lot of, all right, we cap this story off, we cap this story off, we cap this story off. Now we got to start all these new ones. And I don't know, maybe I got to see where they're going with it. But
where we're going is directly to the blow-offs.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's odd. And then I think part of it, and I don't, I'm not trying to make any excuses, but these 3-hour Dynamites are just, it's a lot, I mean, you did the big, like Sheeta and Chris could have maybe built up to that actual Collision match on Dynamite. They have a segment on Dynamite or something that builds up to the actual Collision match, and then it feels like a proper payoff. And
they had the package, but I was like, the package felt like, we're announcing this for Forbidden Door or something else down the line, and then we get some build up to it. It was like, oh wait, that's tonight.
Yeah,
that would have been a great match to do on a pay-per-view with a build and like 5 more minutes and a lot more Carnage props.
Yeah, it doesn't feel earned. The Lights Out match didn't feel earned. And I know it's weird to say that because they've been building this up for a long time, but it did. It didn't feel, it felt
and that's the problem.
Jumping.
But what part of the story were they in for that long time? They were in the tease.
Yeah.
They were in the tease and the tease. And when...
That's exactly the problem.
That's why I'm saying it didn't feel earned.
3 hours long. They're building up. This should be the teaser. The teaser should be these Dynamites and stuff like that. Not a 3-hour sort of pay-per-view long sort of thing with those sort of matches, right? You need to have the clips that go into the pay-per-view, which should be the longer shows. That's why it's like the teaser to the dessert. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, have Sheeta come out and I mean, Sheeta. I can't even really remember the finish of it, but somebody should have cost somebody a match. Then on Dynamite, Stat costs Sheeta the match because she was going to cheat, and Stat stops her from cheating on the pay-per-view. Then on Wednesday night, you bring out Stat, who has a match, and Sheeta comes out and does something that causes Statlander to lose her match. Now you're building up to it. Then they maybe have a match, but it doesn't end there. It just, it doesn't feel like a Lights Out match was. You talk about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, right? Think of all the animosity that built up over time to get to a Lights Out match. Now you've established your Lights Out match as this like end all be all. It can't even be sanctioned because there's all this animosity at this point, and they tried settling it in a ring and it didn't work. And so now we have to do something that's outside of the ring. And now we're at a Lights Out Philly Street match, which is, I guess, a step higher than a Lights. I don't.
Yeah, from one spot against each other at the pay-per-view. We got that.
Yeah, and why does it feel like they need a full on like Lights Out match right after that? It doesn't feel earned.
Well, when we see Lights Out matches, because you're talking about story beats that are being skipped over.
Yes.
When we see a cage match, a grudge match that has no rules and that has heightened violence, why is it there? It's there because a regular match won't do. It's there because normal rules, normal situations can't solve the problem.
Right. Get a result.
But when did they do that? They've done some stuff that was clever where they would
this is part of why you have to have the on-screen booking, or you have to have a talker involved, and you have to also have wrestlers that can carry the story in the ring. And this is part of the problem with the entire Chris Statlander thing. When you go back to that Lights Out thing, and I know I was talking about this in the DM with you guys earlier, when you go back to that original Lights Out match, it took a Britt Baker and a Thunder Rosa to make that match. Thunder Rosa is an expert at telling the in-ring story. She cracked that code on the indies. She really knew how to work the crowds. And even there, it was no crowd, but she was still working it like it was a great indie crowd during the pandemic. And Britt Baker talked her way into that match. She talked people into the seats. She said so many horrible, nasty things and belittled Thunder Rosa that you, as the audience member, wanted to see that outcome. You wanted to see these two women who had gone back and forth, and this one underdog character that hadn't gotten her moment yet, who we knew she came in as a champion. She was the first person across the Forbidden Door. So they had all these layers of story to it. And it's like Tony Khan forgets that stuff. Like, bro, maybe it was built out of necessity, or maybe you had better people in your ear back then, or what? I don't know. But Tony's done a really good job of writing this show for the last 8 months. And I feel like this is a fail. You didn't look at your own marker, and especially to put 2 women in there, one of which was the champion that Thunder Rosa came in against originally before she even got to Britt Baker with Hikaru Shida, and then Statlander, this girl that you've been trying to make over and over and over again. Why would you do that to them? It's bad for them to put them in a lights out match that can't even come close to comparing to the one that set the bar. Why would you want to do that to 2 great former champions on a less than 1 week build to a blow off lights out match? That is disrespectful to Thunder, to Britt, to Statlander, and to Hikaru Shida. It's disgusting.
To the legacy of the match.
Yeah, and to the legacy of the match.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest things that's ever happened in AEW. Why the hell would you do that to yourself?
And
the lights out match was an AEW staple.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's not detract from the ECW Street Fight, the Philly Street Fight as well. You know, like
I mean, I don't want to say it's to the like level of like, what was it, Seth Rollins and the Fiend killing Hell in the Cell a little bit.
Right.
It wasn't probably to that, you know, but I mean, like when you have these matches that are like staples, and then you have a match that I don't even know if it under delivers. You know what I mean? Like I watched the match and it was fine.
The match was fine. The match was fine.
Yeah, but the stakes just didn't feel right. And then
do everything exactly the same 3 weeks from now, a month from now.
Yes,
and that exact match layout is fine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it felt like it did this disservice to the match. It cheapens the match because it's a blow off match. It didn't feel earned. It doesn't, I don't know if it does anything for Stat. I don't know what I'm supposed to.
It could have done something for Stat if she had played that ending better. If she had looked to the crowd, she had looked at Harley and said, man, should I really hit her with the stick? Should I really go there, guys? Is this what you want me to do? She had to get the Stone Cold approval. Get me, like, if you want me to hit Hikaru Shida in the back of the head with a kendo stick, give me a hell yeah. We need that moment.
Match, and it's a kendo stick, man. Like kendo sticks aren't even like that hardcore, man. Like the light tube thing where she took it and she said, "Oh, am I going to hit her with the light tube?" and then didn't hit her with the light tube. That feels like, oh shit, she hit somebody with a light tube. I mean, you saw how fucked up Stat's back was, and I mean, like to some extent, that's Stat taking that is like, oh, she's a legitimate badass. She took a light tube to the back, but like Stat is already a legitimate badass. Like that to me, that's her whole character is I'm a badass. But then like I said, when it comes down to, I'm tired of the wishy-washy will she, won't they? They present her in a certain way where we're supposed to take her as like this badass bitch, right? But then when it comes to doing like a light tube spot, she's like, I can't, I'm above this. I can't. And it's a fucking lights out match. Hit her with the fucking light tube, man. Like, why are you hesitating in a lights out match? Like, that's the whole thing. It's unsanctioned. There's nothing. Hit her with the light tubes, like just some character development, because I've seen this for 4 years where it comes to like, oh, I have the easy out here. I could do something badass. And it's like, oh, I'm not going to do it now. This is not the first time she's done that. And I want to see some character development. I want to see her. It's the same presentation for 4 years. And I just need something more because she's talented in the ring. She's got a great look. But my God, I still don't know who the hell she is. It's so frustrating because I see the vision. I want to enjoy her, but then you did a total disservice by not even building to this match. Because if you take the time to build to the match, maybe you get something that makes me care about Statlander a bit more. God, it's so frustrating. She's easily one of the most frustrating wrestlers with me, and whatever TK is doing with their It's been one of the most frustrating things to watch, and I think it just caps off tonight. And I don't know if I'm just tired or cranky or whatever, but man, it just is frustrating.
Hey, Andy, clip that.
And I don't want to beg on somebody, man, but dear God, send her to like an improv class or something where she can just figure it out a little bit, whatever it is. It's just she's missing something.
She's missing a 5 foot tall black manager.
It's not, she's missing somebody writing these missing pieces for her.
Yeah.
And not just throwing her into matches and throwing her into a 1 week blow off, not even a whole week blow off, is ridiculous. And that's crazy talk.
I think Stat with Stokely, Big Stoke, worked so well because he forced her into, and she also had a fresh heel turn. He forced her into motivations. You know?
Yeah.
She had a character, she had motivations, and they did cool stuff because even though he was the manager, she was tougher than him. He was also scared of her, which also helped motivate how fans
which was
react
good, and they had some comedic timing and whatnot to it, and it was good. But also, you had Stoke helping write that stuff. You had Sanjay and RJ back there writing a lot of that stuff, and it worked. What didn't work was when they did the like, okay, well now it falls apart, and then now you come back together, and then now one of you is hurt, and then now the whole thing's off, and then oh wait, I don't have anything this week for Collision, so Willow and Stat fight again, just cause, even though the storyline's not there. Like that whole section of her career at the end of it was wasteoid, like wasteoid land, and Willow came out of it okay because she got a belt and she had Mercedes. And Willow was able to remake herself off of the back of the Mercedes feud, you know, and the fact that she got this lucky moment where Mercedes got hurt in a match and Mercedes was like, you're going over, kid, and just put her over, you know, but Stat never had that. And that's the thing. Like, there's not this huge level of difference. Like, yes, Willow has more charisma than Stat, but she's also had some fuckered storylines too, and moments and blown things and whatnot. She just happened to get the one opponent that helped make her, and we need that for Statlander. I think putting her back with Harley is a good call, but also you got to play that spot better. You got to play that spot together. I don't really. Who cares? Somebody has to talk for Stat and give Stat someone to interact with so that we care about her.
To not be in the singles competition, send her ass to the tag team with Harley for like 6 months.
Yes,
and get her out of the singles competition and get her a dynamic with Harley so they can figure some stuff out, and then maybe come back and rehabilitate her in the singles thing. But like from like a singles standpoint, I just don't see it right now. And I don't know how you get her there. And
I think it would be hilarious if we spent 5 or 6 weeks with Harley Cameron trying to teach Stat how to be tougher and meaner. That would be absolutely hilarious. That would make us start to care about Chris Statlander, and the matches wouldn't even matter. The character development, people would be waiting with bated breath to see the segments every week with Harley and Stat if they did it right.
Here's proof. Well,
until it works, Tony, that's the answer. They can do it until it works because they have to, because Stat's worth it.
One of the earlier moments where Stat was interesting as a character and was gaining momentum in AEW was when she was doing bits with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
So Harley Cameron would be perfect.
Because she's the straight person. She's the straight person in a comedy duo. That's what her bit is, because she's a badass. And there's very little else other than that around there. And so being the straight person in a comedy pairing works.
Right. And then when she gets to the promo where she's like, I'm going to put you in the ground and you're never coming out, it will mean something if we played 4 or 5 weeks of comedy, because then everyone will be like, oh, wow, that girl that we care about that's been doing the funny stuff where she's been like training to be a badass. Like, I forgot she really is a badass. This is going to be carnage. And then you're into the match.
You want to know how you make it earned? You have Harley teach her how to be a badass for X amount of months, and then Harley goes to prove that she's a badass in a match and gets legitimately mollywopped.
Yeah.
And then after the match, not just gets mollywopped, but then they continue to do the beatdown on her. And then then Statlander has to come out, and then she has to then take that step and hit them with the fucking light tube.
Yes, agreed. Hit them with the light tube. So I do want to talk about the other side of this topic a little bit, which is the WWE side. Like, I watched Saturday night's main event, and it wasn't bad, by the way. It felt like a decent house show. It felt like the thing that they haven't been doing, but they did it. You know, where you're giving the crowd some moments, you're elevating some talent, you're letting people get some reps, and you're playing with the storylines that already exist. You're not really creating new storylines. You're not doing blow-offs because you can't do that at a house show. And that's what Saturday night's main event is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a pseudo pay-per-view. It's not like one of these Tony Khan things where he gives it a name on a Saturday night and it's like a pay-per-view. Tony Khan specifically did that because he only had originally 6 pay-per-view dates a year or whatever. And so he was like, I'm going to create these destination events in our regular programming since, you know, I want those beats story-wise to get to those big blow-offs, but we're going to give some of them away on TV. WWE definitely shouldn't be doing that. They've already got like 13 pay-per-views in a year. So adding these Saturday night main events, they should feel like really good house shows. And it did. But coming out of that one, Saul Ruka's hurt. And then on Monday night, oh my God, the Jake Paul thing, ridiculous. And it's just more of an opening for AEW. Like Dawkins and Tez, love those guys, but what's Peter got to say? Peter says Tony Khan taking care and managing AEW, even the health of the AEW wrestlers managing better than Triple H. Yes. I think that Tony Khan is a better person than most people in wrestling. He's a little distracted sometimes because he's a billionaire rich kid or whatever. But at the same time, like, he genuinely cares about his business. He genuinely cares about the people that work there for the most part, with a few people that got pushed to the sideline, but that's everywhere. He is a good dude. And compared to Triple H, I would say, yeah, like, we all know Triple H did some things to get ahead, and, you know, he wasn't always the team player, and he kissed. He sucked up to Vince a little bit to get where he was, and he may or may not have
married his wife in a drive-through when she was passed out. He's not a good guy.
I sat through
may have been a storyline. Maybe I said this incorrectly. Paul Levesque is probably not as good.
Triple H had sex with a dead body in a casket.
She had a name, Byron. Her name.
He subjected me to a reign of terror for like 3 years on Raw, where I couldn't watch it anymore. I had to just watch SmackDown.
But he ripped that thigh out and had the best comeback of all time after it was healed.
It is admirable that he was fucking stupid enough to keep wrestling and take a Boston Crab with 2 completely torn quads.
This is called being a badass.
Yeah, for a fucking fake fighting show. He couldn't figure something else out.
Say the F word, Byron.
Sorry,
say
for
the
a fake
F word.
fighting show.
Don't say a F word.
I'm just saying it's a creative story that is every single moment in pro wrestling. There are choices. If your legs aren't legs anymore, you can figure something else out.
So here's my question I have. How long until Austin Theory is hurt?
I mean, look, so I want to talk a little
Theory?
bit about that injury because, again, this is another thing that opens the door for AEW. Logan Paul is a social media machine. Whether you like him or not, whether you think he's a great wrestler or you hate his personality, this, that, or the other thing. What Logan Paul brings to the table as a component for WWE right now is exactly what TKO wants. He is the future of their business. They need guys like him. And for him to go out on that stupid spot, and Dawkins and Tez, like, they're going too fast. They're moving too fast from spot to spot. And the problem with Dawkins and Tez right now is they're not wrestling the WWE style. I know why they're not wrestling the WWE style. They're trying to come back. They're trying to bring excitement. They're trying to engage people. But the Usos have had issues with this in the past where they work a slower pace and then Dawkins and Tez come out like, and they want to do House on Fire, but you can't do House on Fire the whole match because then it takes away from the House on Fire moment. And that's why Logan Paul got hurt. If you go and look at that spot, Dawkins moved too fast. Logan wasn't set. Logan was supposed to come up and do the catch, but he got pushed down instead and tried to brace at the last moment and ripped his freaking arm out. You can't do that to one of your top stars. How many friggin' followers does that guy have? And I love Dawkins. Dawkins is one of my favorite guys out there. And I was touting him 2 years ago as the future.
He's a great story.
But
I remember back in the day, he would wear his gimmick at NXT was he'd wear 2 headbands.
I love that.
And when that didn't work, he was what was it? Was he the guy Chad Gable was trying to become a tag team with? Yeah. And he's like, I got a little towel. Ready, Gable and Willing or something.
That stuff was great. I loved all that stuff.
It's great classic NXT stuff. But he was always like the other guy. And then he's with Montez, who's supposed to be the next Rock or something.
But the middle of their run, man, it was like Dawkins all of a sudden was the guy. He was having these banger matches. And I think a lot of it did have to do with Chad Gable. Like him and Gable, like he learned something from Gable at some point in time. It's a shame that Gable's been out so long with his last injury. I wonder where that guy is these days. But
I heard he got arrested in his apartment.
Really?
In Orlando.
He wasn't like assaulting somebody outside of an elevator, was he? Chad Gable would never do that.
I don't know. It's hard to keep track of things. It's hard.
I'm sure some other guy might do something like that, but I bet Chad Gable would never do that. He's a real American hero.
He's a real great American hero. He's a Minnesota nice man. He would never do that.
Correct. But so I worry about what's going on here. You've got WWE trying to build the tag division back. You've got, these guys back. You got Street Profits back, and they're up and they want the smoke, but they're smoking a little too fast for everybody else. And as much as I personally love Dawkins, you can't afford to lose a Logan Paul. Bro, that guy is worth money, especially right now. He's exactly what the WWE wants. Like, look at his followers, and he's got the podcast, and he's doing all of the things that you're supposed to do, and he's taking this seriously. He may be a joke of a human being to you, but he has not done bad things for the WWE. There are sponsor logos on the mat because of that guy. There is an entire roster slate of podcasts for the WWE now that they may sell to other companies because of that guy. He's had some banger matches, and celebrities have credibility as wrestlers because of him and Bad Bunny. I give them both credit,
Yeah. Well, both of them, I mean, they had distinctly different reputations going into their WWE careers. I mean, I kind of feel like Logan Paul is a piece of shit, but he has been
piece of shitty things.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
He was a piece of shit.
But to his credit, as a and I don't know about I don't follow him at all, so I don't know if he's redeemed himself personally or anything. But as a wrestler, he has come in like Bad Bunny did as someone who didn't need to earn a thing, and he came in and he did cool moves because he's a good athlete, but he kept showing up and he kept working matches and he kept doing anything, and he's on the road with them full time now, right? Well, aside now he had a CM Punk injury.
Full time, like top guy level amounts of full time. Yeah, he's there every week for the most part.
But he's there a lot more than a celebrity who he's there more than he needs to be there for.
He wants to be there though. That's the thing. That's
so like I feel like he's not making towns for a hot dog and handshake, but he's doing the best he can, I think, to earn reputation as an actual wrestler.
Yeah.
Now
he put in the time.
Debate, stuntman, or does he do moves, or does he know how to do a match? But he's doing what you would want him to do in his position. But to your point, also, I remember Speaking of the CM Punk torn tricep injury comparison, someone just said, AEW, you were talking about Punk brought in what 300,000, 100. You had a number.
100,000
on TV.
Literally,
100,000 people watching.
He takes 100,000 people with him wherever he goes, at least.
So these types of things, pro wrestling, even like sports teams, you have a number. Is someone more money or less money on the books?
Right.
Does this person bring in merch? Do they bring in ratings?
Yeah.
That are more that pay for their contract. And Logan Paul is a guy who's big in the black. He brings in way more than he will.
I mean, the thing
WWE.
is, every time he's on social media for WWE, he's going to bring at least 200,000 views. Dawkins will maybe bring 7,000.
Yeah.
Logan
So
Paul.
that's like that's
So
big.
you can't have the 7,000 hit guy taking out your 200, 300,000 hit guy, and also a guy who's had certain clips that have hit millions of views. Like whether or not he's bringing people to the linear model of wrestling, who knows? I don't know if Logan Paul tracks like CM Punk tracks. I don't know that he's got 20,000 viewers that are going to turn on the TV for him, but the social media numbers are undeniable. When Logan Paul hits social media with a clip, whether it's talking some smack, whether it's a really good moment from his podcast, or whether it's him flying through the air and colliding with Ricochet mid-ring in a 20-footer, that dude's clips go viral because he is a viral internet sensation, which is why he's there. But he's also one that has hit the gym and looks like the most jacked guy in WWE right now. He's also a guy that did the training. He went to the PC 3-4 days a week when he could. He built a ring for himself in Orlando. He hired his own trainers. He spent his own money to make sure that he could wrestle good. And he, from everything I've heard, from everyone that I've heard, when he is backstage, he is respectful. He takes advice. He asks people to watch his matches. He gets notes from everybody. He may have shitty politics. He may have done vile stunts on the internet to get famous. He may have done clownish things, and he may have terrible takes on his podcast show. But if you're just talking about regular old respect for the business and putting in the time, the guy's done it, whether anybody likes it or not. And he brings millions of people with him wherever he goes. So Dawkins, my homie, my dude that I want to see be at the top of the game, don't hurt the white boy with the 1 million followers. That's not good for business.
I mean, that's why you don't put Roman Reigns in a bunch of singles matches. You don't work Roman Reigns to death because you want him consistently making money, and you have to minimize the chance that he will have to leave TV for injury.
Yeah, and you know what scared me at AEW today? Putting Will Ospreay in a match. I'm just like, oh God, Will, no. See, we set all these things up at this really awesome pay-per-view called Double or Nothing, and then you're like supposed to make it all the way to All In and like have this giant match in Wembley Stadium. So like, pretty please, Tony Khan, don't book this man into 35 matches before then, where his like injury that he didn't get surgery on flares up and he can't wrestle again and has to have the surgery. Like, can we?
No, he had neck surgery.
He had the surgery.
Kyle didn't have the full surgery. I knew it was one of them.
I was gonna say Will.
Kyle didn't have the full surgery.
Hold on.
But Kyle
What
can
was
break
Kyle's
himself.
thing?
We need Ospreay. Don't hurt Ospreay.
Was Kyle singing?
Don't hurt Kyle.
No. Kyle had 3 injuries, and they said he was going to have surgery on one of them, and then they went the regular rehab route, and he was fine. Or so he says.
Yeah, but Kyle also doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't
Kyle's
need to have
insane.
a match for like a month. He
Kyle's
can just
insane.
walk around in the suit.
Were you there when we saw him in the hotel after that match in Los Angeles? Not this past year, the year before, when him and Will jumped off the cage and did all that crazy stuff?
No, I had to leave early because it was.
Oh
too
my
bloody.
God, he's just like
I wish.
broken and battered and in like 37,000 pieces, and he's just kind of sitting there looking off of the wall. Like, I'm like, it was the same thing at like Ultima Lucha 4 when like Marty the Moth was trying to stay for the party, and it was like, bro, you have like 27 severe lacerations.
I thought he was dressed like the. I
just
thought he
go to
was
the
dressed like-
hospital.
thought he had some sheet gimmick going on because they wrapped a towel over the top of his head because he was losing so much blood. But he had like people like Cross and others watching
Dude,
him,
Cross
kind of
is a
like timing
show.
him.
Because Cross was like, okay, man, let's go to the party. He walks him up to the party, lets him sit down for 5 minutes, and he's like, okay, you've been to the party. Now let's go to the fucking hospital, bro. Just picked him up and made him leave.
But this was like a once in a lifetime moment. He'll go to many more hospitals in his life, but he'll never get to enjoy main eventing Ultima Lucha 4.
Yeah.
So he got to do that. That was great looking.
He got to, and he got to go to the party. He was at the after party for a little while, and then I got stuck hanging out with Jake Hager because he had no friends.
I will say
That's
that
a dude that like definitely has fallen off.
He's
I mean, like he's
what are you on about, mate? Slap fighting champion, mate.
He's still doing. I mean, he's still in Colorado doing this wrestling fed that I know about, but like that's kind of like it.
Did he ask you like why you don't try as hard to find jobs and try as hard in life, and like why do you ever get tired of just not?
I don't know why he didn't do more of the MMA stuff. Like, I guess he was having a really good AEW run, so he kind of phased out of the MMA stuff when he was undefeated. And
but wasn't he Strikeforce? Was that?
No, he was in.
Was he somewhere? Did he ghosted them, or did they get bought by or fold?
Yeah, that company did fold. It was the one that Fedor was in for a while. I don't know why I can't think of the name. But
I love old.
But it
Fedor
like folded into PFL and other stuff. But like there was still opportunities. Like if he wants to go fight MMA, they're there. He's got an undefeated record in MMA.
Man,
and you have to work really hard at that. Train better.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah. Again, Jake, sadness. But the other WWE thing that I want to talk about real quick. Before we talk about our lovely sponsors.
Sorry, can I just cut you off just quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just wanted to say with the back to the AEW thing, I'm actually probably enjoying this Will Ospreay and Death Rider sort of storyline and where it's going to head. I think this is probably one of the better sort of. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but I think it's going to lead into something good.
If the blow off is Will Ospreay versus Marina Shafir in a cage, I'm down for it. And I'm not even kidding. Like I seriously, I want to see that match, but that's because I want to bring back some of that like Lucha Underground thing where the girls and the boys can face off and it's not even a thing. Like, I just want to see that match.
I just think
without Alex getting involved. Like, yeah.
Well, they built Marina up so much when she stares down almost any of the talents in AEW. You start doing the math. You're like, I wonder.
Yeah, dude, she's scary. Like if you see her and Roddy walking around, like just out in public, like being them normal selves, Roddy's the B-side. like you feel bad for Roddy for a minute because you're like, dang, your girl's a superstar and she looks like she could whoop your ass. And Roddy's a badass. Don't think that he's not. Like Roddy's a legit real life badass. He might not be the tallest dude in the world, but he will whoop you up. And standing next to Marina Shafir, it's like, dang, dude, your girl could whoop your ass and mine and 5 other dudes in this room simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and she hasn't always been the best wrestler, and I've given her plenty of shit. But right now, like when I look at the Death Riders, every time she walks on camera, I'm like,
she's a badass, man.
She's just a badass. I really want to see them do more with that. And like if they spun this Will Ospreay thing off into some kind of thing where he had to prove himself by going through Marina Shafir, I would be so down for that. Dude, that would be so awesome. Anyway, yeah, Bellator. That's the promotion. Why couldn't I think of the name Bellator?
Bellator.
Christ,
I'm watching highlights from his wins right now. He's right now wrestling.
He was good. Hager was good.
He fought.
Oh, now he's doing the slap fight thing.
Oh yeah, he fought cans, but also he had no record. He just turned pro.
He was an all-American, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he can. Hager can roll for real. So let's talk about the WWE and their legal stuff and the TKO of it all. So these dummies who aren't so dumb may have done a few things to close the deal between Endeavor and WWE. Because remember, it was Endeavor that bought WWE. TKO didn't exist. And the current legal problem is that they acted like TKO wasn't going to exist and literally erased emails that said there was going to be any type of merger between UFC and WWE because Endeavor was the main group that was purchasing WWE. That's a no-no on many levels. And the shareholders that are bringing this suit against TKO may now really have a case. And it's been found that Vince McMahon, Nick Khan, even Stephanie McMahon, like a lot of the main players in this whole thing were responsible for using this app to erase emails that had mention of this thing. So now the finding is that because of this, the the respondents in this particular case, which are the TKO and WWE people, basically are going to be now held to facts in this case that they don't want to be held to, and they're going to kind of be treated like, you know, hostile defendants, basically. So it undermines all of their credibility to walk in and state things as facts themselves, because everything that they say can now basically be questioned because they were caught in this one lie. Now, I think that the Endeavor guys always knew that this was a risk. I think that Vince McMahon knew that this was a risk, but this deal was the deal that McMahon wanted because he thought at the time it was the deal that would preserve his legacy. I even said back then that the plan from the get-go was to do this deal with McMahon, make him think it was the deal that was going to protect his legacy, and then ship him the hell out as soon as they could. And as soon as the Janelle Grant thing came out, they did. They purposely sectioned off Triple H from all of these kind of things and from Vince, and gave him a new position, but took away his board shares because they wanted to distance him from Vince McMahon as much as possible, but also isolate themselves in case any old Vince stuff came back to bite them in the butt because of Triple H, including Janelle Grant or including things like this. So they had to isolate Triple H.
The Ring Boy thing. I thought
all of it. Yes.
That was just a thing that got updated too. Linda McMahon loses bid to force victims of alleged sexual abuse to publicly identify themselves. There's a whole lot of WWE lawsuits going on.
Yeah.
Maybe these McMahon people aren't such great folks after all, or maybe people that maybe or may not have married into the family.
I don't remember which specific case this was for, but there were texts released where it showed Triple H did contexting, and Triple H kind of looked like sort of there was a whole narrative put around it, but basically and they kind of discussed Vince McMahon, oh, he's gonna be around, or I didn't think he was gonna be around, something like that. But it was Triple H's texts,
right?
And you got the context of the conversation because of his. All the Nick Khans were deleted,
right? And
that
Triple
was
H was just left out in the wind. That was when Triple H was freaking out because Vince was getting pushed out or something, and it was like, are we doing this or not? What's going on? And he was contacting Nick Khan, and Nick Khan was kind of ghosting him, like, I'm not telling you shit, or maybe Nick Khan wasn't, but that was funny. I saw those too. But I always knew that was the case. This is exactly what they did with the UFC. It was a little bit different with the Fertittas because they're more private and may have possibly been mobbed up for some of their, you know, upfront coin or whatever the heck it was. Who knows and who cares? But like UFC came in, they kept Dana White on. They with the UFC, they bought Dana White out and then bought him back in and gave him a job. They bought him out of his ownership and hired him on to the new company with a shareholder stake, but not an ownership stake. So contrary to popular belief, Dana White doesn't own the UFC. Now, he's got a good position with UFC in TKO now. I think he's the president of UFC or whatever, which was parallel to what Vince was before he got pushed out totally by TKO. But now technically Dana is higher in the totem pole than Triple H, and he should be. He's been with those guys longer. He's been part of that longer. And WWE is doing what it's supposed to do. It's now worth more than UFC. And when they merged, UFC was actually the company that was worth more money. And I think that they wisely saw that the writing on the wall, like these $80 pay-per-views weren't going to keep flying. They weren't going to be able to get the same kind of rights deal doing that. They were going to have to go behind a paywall like they are. And the Paramount deal came up, and I think they knew it was going to diminish their company a little bit, which was part of the reason for the WWE acquisition. And what does this mean for the wrestling fan overall? What it means is that WWE, the wrestling company that you like, has issues at the top. I think they knew a lot of these issues were coming. They were racing to get these big rights deals done, to get some things established, to make some things happen, to create their version of the WWE as quickly as possible. Because with this shareholders thing, they may have to pay out millions, hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars, which is going to diminish what their end is. And their case with this thing that happened this week, it may not seem like a big deal. It's a very, very big deal. It makes it really, really difficult for them to deny the shareholders' claims. And if the shareholders' claims hold true, there may be others that follow. And this has nothing to do with Janelle Grant or anything like that. This is simply the legality of the deal that they did is in question for the sale. And they're going to be held accountable for it. McMahon's going to end up giving up some of what he got. TKO is going to end up giving up some of their end, because basically for the shareholders in WWE, this deal was not the best deal, or there were facts that were kept from the shareholders that would let them make an accurate decision as to whether or not this was the correct deal. And it's pretty much already been proven that they were guilty of at least that. They withheld information from their shareholders that was pivotal to making a clear decision on the sale of the company. They screwed up. And what does TKO care? They weren't going to get it probably if they didn't make the screw up. So was the screw up worth it? Probably. Even if they lose a little bit of money, if they can make that money back at any point in time, probably still worth it for them. Might not be worth it for Vince. Might be an issue for some of the shareholders, might sully the company's name a little bit, and might take down the amount of money that they can get for selling the company later. But overall, if I know Whitesell and Emmanuel and all these guys that do these kind of deals, they're probably still going to find a way to make it work. That's also probably one of the reasons why they gave themselves very large payouts this year.
Think it's got anything to do with the roster cuts and stuff like that, like Rebecca sort of mentioned there?
Yes and no. The roster cuts are not a direct byproduct of things like this, but they are on a level of urgency to make the company look financially whole. And it's not new. This is the same thing that Nick Khan had to do after the pandemic. And they had a clear thing in mind, which was the sale of WWE. Nick Khan was hired by Vince McMahon to sell WWE because Vince McMahon was offended by the offer that he got from NBC Universal when he first thought about trying to sell it in the first place. Then he hired Nick Khan and said, what do we got to do to make this work? They went through everything. It was very systematic. And it was like, okay. And Nick is a smart guy. Nick always gave him options of like, hey, man, I know this is your thing. You are the mastermind of this thing. But here's the choices. You can either gut the mid-card roster, this is after the pandemic, either you gut the mid-card roster and get rid of this much money off the books, or you get rid of a Brock Lesnar and a Roman Reigns or a couple of these top guys that are costing you millions and millions, and you've got to get yourself back to the point where your road shows and not your rights deals are paying your entire salary and production costs. Yeah. So we did that, and it was smart. It was smart business. Nick Khan was the guy that said, look, man, I can't rehabilitate your image if you're doing this PG-13/TVMA level stuff. You will never get the sponsors. You can't sell Transformers on your show if you have a TV-14 or TVMA rating. You have to be PG-13 or PG. I'm so sorry. I know it's not the image that you want, but you have to do it. And guess what? They did it. Guess what? All the sponsorship numbers went up. Yeah. Fox TV wanted to keep that show because they were able to go to other levels of sponsors then with the show being that way. And then eventually they got to the point where they started having sponsors at WrestleMania, not just Slim Jim, not just Snickers, where they can now have 5, 6, 7, or 8 sponsors. That's a 10-year plan from Nick Khan to straighten that company out. These are the level guys that we're talking about that succeed at these kind of things, that took the UFC from some rinky-dink home video production that was failing and getting banned state by state by state across the country by John McCain to being the #1 pay-per-view draw in the world on a regular basis. Yeah. They did that. Fertitta's helped. They helped by doing the Ultimate Fighter and doing a reality show and figuring out some of the marketing. But it was Ari Emanuel that really turned UFC into a business, that cracked the code, that did the ESPN deal, that figured out some of this other stuff. Like, they were wallowing on Fox Sports 2 before Ari Emanuel. And then they went to ESPN behind a double paywall that they were the catalyst for bringing all the money in. So I know as fans, we're all pissed. TKO's running it like a corporation business, like a corporate business. It takes the feel out of it. They don't understand the product. They don't understand their own sickos. They don't understand their hardcore fans. We get it. They don't. But it's always been a business. It's one of the reasons why I don't watch UFC very much anymore. I was a hardcore MMA fan for a long, long time. But in the last 2 or 3 years, it's gone a place that I'm like, eh. And I think a lot of that's happening with WWE right now.
Yeah, the White House. It's going to the White House, man.
I'm interested in the White House card because I think that's just a crazy spectacle. I'm kind of actually interested in that. But again, you just gotta you gotta look at some of these things. And my whole point about all of it is, damn it, Tony Khan, pay attention, brother. Pay attention. Now is your chance. Tony, please listen to me. I have an idea and you should listen to it. Next year, WrestleMania goes to Saudi freaking Arabia. You need to plan your American Wrestling Convention one weekend where you set it up, but you let everyone but the WWE under the tent. You invite TNA if you have to. You invite New Japan, even though you're getting kicked off of New Japan World because you've done AEW World or whatever. You bring in CMLL. You bring in GCW, make them co-sponsors. You bring in Conrad and StarCast. You bring in the WrestleCon people, and you fly in every single talent on your roster from AEW and ROH. You pay to fly every single one of them in and tell them to go work WrestleCon. Make their own money. You don't take any of it like WWE does from their talent. You let every single talent on your roster go and work that thing. And you bring them all together before your pay-per-view. Your entire roster under one roof for the first time. Bring them all in, and you give them the speech of a lifetime that tells them why you care, why you are the godfather of wrestling, why you will save the entire industry for them and for your own love of this fucking sport. Just do it. You have one chance, Tony Khan. One chance. TKO left the door open. They're going to Saudi Arabia. Everyone will watch, but no one will respect that pay-per-view. No one. No real wrestling fan is going to respect that WrestleMania. We may enjoy it. We may enjoy watching Obafemi get crowned. We may enjoy Saul Ruka getting her first, intercontinental title or whatever the hell happens at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. But real wrestling fans have nothing in the States next year. Nothing. Give it to them.
What do you think about this? I saw someone on one of those podcasts where you have to come up with something crazy every week so people pay attention. But someone brought up, and this is a stupid, crazy idea that actually might just work. What if they just book their own pay-per-view in America? Their own big show, the same WrestleMania weekend, because you're going to sell the tickets still.
That's smart. Yeah, that's smart. You don't need to compete. You don't need to compete overseas just because they're going over there and hosting the massive thing over there.
I mean, I think you just make a week. I think you do it the week before WrestleMania. I think you
participate WrestleMania week, but you also have your marquee show, and you put your marquee show up against WrestleMania.
But why? I wouldn't do that. I don't get me wrong. I think publicity stunt wise, you could do that. But you're going to be so invested in this weekend as it is in this time, you're going to cost yourself money. You're going to get less viewers. You're not going to beat them head to head. So why try? But you will humiliate them permanently if you do it the week before and you put on an event that makes people feel good about wrestling. That makes people care about wrestling. That makes people feel that wrestling is a real community.
This is where the best wrestle.
But where the best wrestle everywhere. Tony Khan should go and sit down in some of those indie shows. He should go to a Game Changer show. He should go to the Stardom show. He should go to Ladies Night Out 17 or whatever the hell it is. Go to Gringo Loco, the World on Lucha. Like literally just sit there, clap for people, enjoy wrestling, show the world that you enjoy wrestling, that you're that message board guy that we all knew before you were a wrestling promoter, that you were just that guy on the message boards, fantasy booking the same way the rest of us do, loving your favorite talents, talking about New Japan, talking about old Dusty Rhodes matches, talking about Stan Hansen, whatever the hell it was, brother. You want to do the ultimate brother thing in wrestling ever? You're the one guy that can do it. Just do it. But you have to pull the trigger, bro.
If he does pull the trigger and unites, all this stuff together, let's just say hypothetically he makes it happen, do you go on before Mania or do you go on after Mania to call yourself, do you put on a banger and then put on the banger and then make them look bad, or do you let them go first and then
because if you're going to do it, you got to look magnanimous. You got to say, hey, what I did was give the industry the thing that you took away from them. Now go have your weekend. I'm not trying to take away from your WrestleMania. I'm not trying to take away from your money. I'm not trying to counter program you. What I'm trying to do is bring everyone into our wrestling tent that you left out in the cold, you dickheads, when you went to Saudi Arabia.
Drop it. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm the bigger man. If Tony Khan is really the bigger man, he says he's found Jesus recently. That's the godly thing to do. Turn the water into wine. Feed the people.
What if here we go?
He should do a big show on his family's yacht, which is bigger than the state of Kansas.
It's the big show.
Not bigger than state. It's bigger than the state of Rhode Island. It's not
Rhode
bigger
Island.
Than Kansas. Kansas is a lot.
But you can fit more people on it than there are in Kansas.
Do it in Jacksonville at the Jacksonville Stadium or whatever.
You want to do yourself a favor and make yourself some money. What are they doing in Jacksonville in April?
No.
Like, do it in the stadium.
Stadium Stampede, that's for sure.
And then the little place next door that they do all the dynamites and stuff, like rent that out to some of the indies. Let them do indie shows there. Like literally put it on, help them with the cameras, do the whole thing, man. Put it on my AEW. Put the whole WrestleCon week, and I say give it a whole name. Say it's the American Wrestling Convention, sponsored by AEW, ROH, WrestleCon, StarCast, GCW, JCW, MLW, CMLL.
That's what I said.
Let it all busted open. Whoever, let everybody in the door with Daly's Place, the Jacksonville Stadium, 2 other venues right there in Jacksonville. Bring money to your town that you make money in, or do it in Chicago. I don't care. Do it someplace family friendly and fun, like Tony was saying. Just do it, man. Just do it. It would be the biggest thing to happen in wrestling since Hulkamania.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It just would.
It'd be huge.
How did Hulkamania turn out?
Shut up. No more.
Pretty good for some people's wallets, but you'd have to ask Comatose because he's seen all the promos.
Let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you. God. Oh.
Let me tell you something.
I don't know about this, Tony. I might disagree on this one. Also, make sure that there's no blood drinking on the main event. Look, the New York State Athletic Commission already did that for you. You got a great pay-per-view where they didn't allow any of the gore. And it worked, but it also made the Stadium Stampede a little meh. Yeah. They wouldn't let them battle in the crowd.
You didn't see the Derby blood?
I mean, but that was hard way on the back of the skull.
You know what?
That was a Cody Rhodes
that looked like a
sponge shot.
That was very sus to me, because the thing about that, by the way, the impact was a full on coffin drop. Then he rolls backwards off
the ring.
He didn't hit the head. There's no head.
And then
impact.
disappeared. And then disappeared.
Then he made a bunch of things, disappeared. Classic when someone blades or is getting color, they're over off screen, and then one person, the other wrestler, holds the camera for a while. So that's exactly what. And then, guess what? The back of the head came into play like a minute later, and that was the finish. Interesting.
And it was a storyline. The whole story was the back of the head thing.
What are you implying, Byron? Are you implying that some rules may have been broken in the state of New York?
No, like Bear said, they may have sponged it.
Yeah, I don't think it was a blade. It didn't look like an actual blade job. That looked like Kool-Aid. The person that got busted open the hard way was Edge. Edge actually, or Cope. Cope had actual real blood.
It was Costco guy.
What?
Was it?
The Costco guy on the pre-show was wearing a shirt.
Look, first of all, shout out to my man Shane Taylor, who manages to keep finding his way into these pay-per-view bonuses and getting on these cards, and Carly Bravo and Sean Dean, the infantry was up players. Love seeing my people out, and Trish Adora, and who's the new tall chick that's with them? I can't remember her name, but she's dope too. I just love seeing those guys on there. They hold it down in Ring of Honor from week to week, and Shane had a banger with AR Fox last week, and I'm just sad that we didn't get Shane on the show while he still had that 6-man tag belt, because he had it forever.
Now who
All
is
right,
it?
I got to do something important. Byron, can you make me on a big screen for a second? I got to talk about some important stuff, and I think you know.
Yeah.
All right. As a dad, I got to tell you, there's one thing that I really, really love. It comes around every year, and it's that one day where I actually get to feel appreciated. It's Father's Day. And the thing that makes a dad really appreciate Father's Day is opening up a gift that he might actually use. A gift that your father might actually care about. Something that says, Dad, we respect you. We know you have needs too. No, I don't need another pair of pajama pants. Give me a second. Let me show you guys something.
He needs something that says Leather Daddy.
This guy.
There.
Let me show you something. Okay, every year, I know I got the weird background thing on, but every year I get like 50 of these freaking things, right?
Pajama pants?
Pajama pants.
Nice.
Stupid freaking pajama pants. Now I got to sit closer so my screen stops doing the weird thing. Hi. Whatever. You're getting the weird David Lynch thing back there. So the thing that I got to tell you that I love though is when I open the box and it's something I can actually use. So my son, he's about to graduate from high school tomorrow, and I gave him a gift. You know what I gave him? Gave him the Home Face travel kit. I did. Because dad is like, dude, stop using my stuff. Get out of my house. Go to college. Here's a little sampling of your own. Here's my code, MMM20. Buy your own when you get there. Get a shower caddy, get some shower shoes, buy your own Home Face. But then he says, Dad, what do you want for Father's Day? I'm getting all these gifts, and I'm like, read the writing on the wall. I didn't say anything, but I'm hoping to God he realizes that he should just do the same for me. He's been using up my Home Face for years. Get your own and get me some for Father's Day. Show me that you respect your old man and do the right thing, kid. Get me the Home Face. Get me something I could use. Get me something I'll like. Get me something like this. This is this month's product right here. Fresh, just came in. This is the one. And I see, and this is why I thought about this, because I opened my box today. It came in the mail, and it was that feeling that you want for Father's Day. It's like, oh my God, I'm opening something that I actually want. I'm excited. I get to open something that's cool. And this one is like great because 24-hour golden eye mask. You see this, Jazz? I'm talking about. Wait till
By the way,
this
is brand new. By Home Face. It's on their website. This is fantastic. Oh, hi. So I'm going to do this right now. Here's the thing. When you're going to use one of these things, this is the patch right here. You want to wash your face, use the Home Face wash, and then you spray with a toner. Then,
that's 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Then you do this. Or you could do the face masks, but you want to do this and then do the face mask because we could see what you're going through. So first of all, be careful. There's a lot of really cool slimy stuff that is great for your face. And you open it up. The other way. Now you take this off and you have this wonderful slimy thing. And you put it in the, use the camera to see the right spot. Put it right here. It's really quiet.
I love this though. I'm watching intently, trying to.
Boom. For me, I don't have bad wrinkles or look old at all. But when my skin gets dry, I get what might look like old people wrinkles around
the
here.
Crow's feet?
Here.
You get the crow's feet action over there. Yeah.
I get some of that, and I get specifically right here. It dries up and then starts wrinkling. And so I could do this, and then you got to get the other one. You can't go around looking lopsided with your tuk-tuk. You guys wouldn't get that. You're not Korean. By the way, this is a Korean skincare company, just to remind you guys.
It's that K-beauty technology, though, man. It's like...
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Trust them.
You want to get that BTS look, you got to do the right thing, bro.
Oh, my God. Did you see them at the AMAs?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, did you guys see this pro tip?
What?
You store the mask in the fridge for added cooling effects for best results. Use daily.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the cucumber thing.
So here we go.
It doesn't even look that weird. It looks like...
You guys didn't even notice I had them on.
No, what I do... the bear has it on too.
Hold on,
and you put these on,
over.
And then you watch your favorite.
I got them on the whole show.
Try not to cry and get on the stuff. Let's see.
That's amazing.
15, 30 minutes. You know you're going to do 30 minutes. Computer, set timer for 30 minutes.
What, you can just do that? You can tell your computer stuff?
Yeah, bro. Haven't you ever
Yeah,
seen
like on the
Star Trek? You
Enterprise.
just say computer.
Oh, you got a Jarvis?
But like Star Trek.
That's like
Bear,
Star
come
Trek.
on.
That's
My
cool.
Alexa.
It's an
Or I call
amazing
my
product,
Alexa.
guys. And this is what I'm talking about. Like when you're the dad and you need some you time, when you're dad and you need some you time, you need your own face moment. Dads deserve their own face moment. So for Father's Day, I'm giving you plenty of time, guys. For Father's Day, we want you to use our code. We're going to do this for you guys. Father's Day is 6/21. That's June 21st this year. So you've got almost a month. Get your plan together. Get your own face together. I recommend this product, the 24K Golden Hour Eye Mask Set. You get 6 pairs in the box, okay? Dad's going to love this. And if not, if you're just getting started with home face, go for the travel kit, okay? And if you really you need that entry level thing, you go for the face wash. You get the face wash and the toner. Start there. I started with the face wash, toner, and moisturizer. Perfect combo. Still use it every day. Then I got onto the face mask so I could do that big peel and exfoliation and really get the skin together. Then I started adding in the sunblock because I drive around all day because I was getting the one arm thing. It's not pretty, man. You're talking about, first of all, farmer's tan, and then you get the one arm bandit on top of the farmer's tan. That's no bueno. So I got to rock that SPF 30 sunblock at least, get that nice base layer while not screwing up my skin and not letting that sun turn me into a rotten piece of leather. You don't want that either. And the Own Face products are the way to avoid it. And now we got the 24K Golden Hour Eye Mask Set available this month. Get it for your father. Get it for your friend. Get it for your friend's father. Okay? I'm going to read the copy now because it's important. So listen up, okay? Revive tired eyes and say goodbye to dark circles, puffiness, and fine lines in just minutes. Powered by patented K-Beauty technology, the 24K Pure Gold helps lift, firm, and brighten the area around the eyes while leaving a luminous glow. That's why Byron glows. I hate to admit it, but Byron glows because he's been doing this. It is for all skin types too. You can have the weird thing. Like you might think I have the black don't crack, but what I get is the sag in the bag. Byron gets the crow's feet. I get the sag in the bag, but you don't see it, do you? What? I wonder why. It's that K-Beauty technology in the Own Face, y'all. Okay, here's some highlights for you. It's dermatologist tested. It's powered by patented K-Beauty complexes. It's sensitive skin friendly, medical grade patented hydrogel. It's intensive hydration and soothing effects for your face. Clean and hygienic single-use patches. It's also travel friendly. It's fragrance free, so it ain't gonna mess up whatever else you got going on later. If you're doing, the Cupid 2.0 or some nonsense trying to get ladies, it ain't gonna mess you up. It's not gonna give you the allergies to your olfactories because it is fragrance free and it's Leaping Bunny certified. You know what that means, right? They're not testing it on baby squirrels. Okay, we like that. It's a solution for that puffiness. It's for those dark circles, those under eye bags. Like I told you, I get the sagging bag in here, the dull, uneven skin, the fine lines and wrinkles, and the crow's feet like Byron gets over there. It locks in the moisture.
You don't have to keep bringing that up.
What, the crow's feet that Byron gets when it makes him look all old and craggly? I mean, I'm just, I'm sorry.
No, we get it.
You're old. Black people and white people have different issues, man.
I'm younger than you by like 20 years.
But you would never know that. Just saying, never know that. So what does it do? It locks in the moisture to deeply hydrate skin to reduce the look of dark circles, fine lines, wrinkles. It refines skin texture, strengthens that skin barrier, and enhances firmness or refreshed, radiant complexion. You want the fresh, radiant complexion. That's the important thing. Okay. So how does it work? 8 hyaluronic complex dessert. Let me say this again. It's a mouthful. It's an 8 hyaluronic complex that delivers deep hydration to help maintain moisture and reduce the signs of aging. Its collagen and pure 24-karat gold restores suppleness and improves skin elasticity, providing a luminous, radiant glow. It's a 6-peptide complex that targets the forehead and eye area wrinkles, strengthens resiliency, and enhances firmness. Can't say enough about enhancing firmness. I can't even say this word. Metacasenicicide.
Sounds fancy.
Metacasenicide. Macatacidomicide. Is that metacatafaticide?
One of them, I think.
Poor Comatose is just like on the laughing gas tonight between Bear's rants and Byron's tirades and me going off on WWE and now trying to say, one of you guys say that word. I can't say that word. It's in there somewhere. Anyway.
I don't know. What's the next word?
It helps reduce the redness and calms the troubled acne-prone skin. That's the part that's for my kid. And the red algae extract is rich in minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants and offers skin-soothing, firming effects. Make it a complete regimen, daily skincare. You get the trio set. You want the advanced aging defense skincare set. Do what I said. Like get the whole kit. And don't forget, we're still doing our code, right? MMM20.
MMM20. And here's the thing. They do have a discount right now on their own website at omface.com for Father's Day. You will get a better discount using code MMM20 for 20% off. The best discount is through us at MMM20. Use that at omface.com. Type in the H, don't pronounce the H, and you will get that. You'll get free shipping, and you will get great products. So get that for Father's Day, get that for your father, get that for someone else's father, get that for you. It's great stuff. And they got everything. They got masks, they got these eye mask things, they got face masks, just the face, like Zorro. But then they also have a 2-piece full face mask. They also have anti-aging stuff, which I use every day.
It's funny. I've never used that one. I don't seem to need it.
Yeah, you do. You have the anti-aging serum and then the cream.
No, I just use the moisturizer. I don't need the anti-aging. That's for
use those. They're great. But so you can get the trios kit, which is the 1, 2, 3, the stuff you're saying.
Kidding. I
use
everything on that damn website.
And the toner and the moisturizer. There's an advanced age defense skincare set. They got something for everyone. Get it and fill your bathroom.
And we're talking
$15
to $50. The perfect Father's Day price range for all of this stuff. You know, MSRP ranges anywhere literally from $15 to $50. Get the stuff that you want. Like some of the bigger sets might be a little more, but you're also getting like 17 things in them. Like just go to the website, check it out. It's omface.com. That's HOMMEFACE.com. Use our code MMM20 and you will not regret it. If you don't get your father something nice this year that he actually cares about, it's on you. If your father whoops your ass, it's on you. If daddy gives you the boo-boo face when he gets another pair of Spider-Man pajamas, it's your own fault. Don't get dad more Spider-Man pajama pants. They're played out. It's not time for that anymore. Nobody needs that. Okay. What else do we got here? Lucky Charms. I got Lucky Charms pajamas pants. Okay. They're magically delicious. No,
your kids are terrible
people. Tell their father that he's magically delicious. That's gross. Buy him home face. Okay.
Is it your favorite cereal?
Random astronaut pajamas. Because why not? Astronauts. Hey, screw that. Okay. Hey, let's get kitschy this year. Let's get dad some Scream pajama pants. Let's just keep getting dad pajama pants until he gets freaking annoyed on the damn podcast and loses his mind because you won't get him his freaking home face. I keep having to pay for my own. Somebody else buy it for me, damn it.
Are your kids in the room with you right now?
They're next door. They can hear me. They should be watching the podcast. My son uses the Om Face. I get him the Om Face every chance I can for a gift. I got it for his graduation tomorrow. Give me some. You got a month. Figure it out. Scrape together. Get your summer job, man. MMM20. You even get the better discount because your dad knows things. Your dad's got the hookup. Come on, kids. Get it together.
Come on, kids.
Are we podcasting to like wrestling fans or are we actually...
We're going to talk wrestling.
This whole thing is just
Look,
so
there's
you
lots
get-
of people in the comments. You know, people are they care about the home face.
You're gonna send a link that's timestamped to your kids. Hey, watch this fun video on YouTube. And it's
all
you
about-
yelling at them, Lucky Charms pants.
They don't know. They think I love them. Because I have to smile. Thanks. Look, it's karma. We
It's a
got
great
my
ad
dad
read.
soap on the rope every year because it was funny.
Great
It was
ad
like,
read.
ha
My
ha,
kids
Dad, in
think
case
I
you ever
love
go to
them.
prison,
I'm
here's some
20.
soap on a rope. Don't drop the soap, Dad.
Wow.
Kids are mean.
Anyway, these feel great. Computer, how much time left? Bear, we have 19 minutes left.
19
All
minutes? Oh,
19
God.
minutes till we look fantastic.
I gotta I'm gonna go to bed with them on.
I promised myself,
You look like Benjamin Button in the morning.
I promised myself that I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Congratulations to Jeff Brennan for his win this weekend.
You know what I won? I won these. This is what I won for the perfect match.
I'm so happy we got you on the list. Yeah, Bear did something that has not been accomplished before in the history of the MMM show. This is a MMM show first time ever. Did Bear freeze right now? That would be so perfect. Oh, I
No, he's waiting for all the compliments and stuff.
Well, this little piece
I
of
was
paper.
switching over to the comments so I could see.
This little piece of paper had everyone's predictions for the pay-per-view, and someone got them all right.
And to be fair, we talked.
Who was that?
Someone got
you got
every
them all
single
right?
match right, and I deserve a little bit of credit for this because I talked him
did.
out of one really horrible pick, and he switched to the same pick
Coma
that I
tried-
had.
Coma tried talking me back into it too.
He talked himself out of the MJ Darby pick in the MJF Darby match. Yeah, I think Meatloaf is right. Daddy sent him the list of winners ahead of time, so he was like, "Oh yeah, Justin, you really talked me into it." Hashtag TK told me he's gonna win.
Well, I heard.
But yes,
I heard the argument.
kudos
online and was like,
kudos to my man Burr. Because Burr got it right. First time in MMM show history. Now, there was one UFC event where I got them all right. But
Where did
never
Bear go?
a wrestling event. I don't know.
And Tony's come over.
He was
What
so
was the
happy
UFC?
about his win that he
Chemical.
splashed on the computer and everything went to pot. Oh, they don't pillow talk. It's a
Lies.
slap in the back of the head and a good game and a get out.
Monkey punch.
Leave my room, Bear, and take your fuzzy mittens with you.
Victory quit.
It was. I've done that before. I victory quit a couple poker games where it's like I'm too good for you guys. I have to leave here with your money now.
Tap out.
They don't like that.
No, they hate that. They hate that all around.
So what are we talking about now?
A couple little wrestling things, not much. We're gonna
Yeah.
do pops and drops soon. Wait, he's back on a different screen.
I know.
And
drop.
he's back.
You did. You jinxed it. My computer died right when it happened.
Victory quit.
Oh,
Damn it. And if I just waited a few minutes longer, it would have quit and I would have been like, okay, never mind. We're not talking about it. So, the pay-per-view, I know we did our pay-per-view thing. You guys can go back and if you really just want to know our thoughts on just the pay-per-view, you can go watch the end of it. But a few days removed, how are you guys feeling about this pay-per-view now? Because I listened to a lot of other podcasters and other people and what they were saying, and I was very surprised at just how many people put it over. Now, Vince Russo and Coach still kind of bashed it a little bit for being so long, especially, and I get that. A lot of people, I think Bully Ray said like it was one of the best AEW pay-per-views, but he still had to take marks away for how long it was. So a lot of people just aren't used to the girth. The girth is too much for him. It's a girthy pay-per-view. I just like saying that. But where are you guys feeling? And I'm not talking necessarily a grade. I'm more interested in, like, do you feel like AEW is deserving of the high praise that they're getting right now? Or going back to our previous topic, and this is kind of closing it out, or is it because WWE is so lackluster right now that people are feeling that this was so good? Like, was this really one of AEW's best pay-per-views ever? They've had a lot of good ones to me.
I put it probably top 3. I mean, that's what I said on the night of. They told a lot of really good stories. They've had pay-per-views with really good matches. There have been pay-per-views where you see the pay-per-view and there's a match on it and you're like, well, I mean, this is a match. And then it delivers and it's like the best match of the night. And there's been a lot of pay-per-views that are kind of like that. But I thought this one, they had there's a couple other pay-per-views where they've delivered on a lot of stories, but I felt like this one, basically every match had some kind of story in it that was being told for several weeks to months. And I think that was pretty cool. Like, you mean, how long were they teasing that?
Leaf doesn't buy it. I wouldn't expect you to, Leaf.
Versus Okada match. I mean, they've been selling that thing for months, and they finally crowned him. And then he got kicked out of the Callis family. You know,
the finish was so amazing as well. It wasn't like he just got the pin. Like, he beat Okada, and Okada made sure to have the look on his face, like this guy, like I can't, like he was exasperated.
And then and then how many times do you go to a pay-per-view, or how many times have you seen an AEW pay-per-view that either the layout of the pay-per-view was wrong, like a match wasn't in the right place, or like a match came after another match and it like didn't live up? I thought the pay-per-view was laid out correctly. I think Cope and Cage starting off and winning right at the beginning was really good. It set up a kind of the tone for the entire pay-per-view. And you go, man, that was a really good match. And then it was Konosuke versus Okada, which followed it up. And you're like, damn, that was a really good match. And then it was, what was it, Ospreay next? I mean, it just, every time they just, you're waiting for like a bathroom break or something, and then it didn't really come, you know? Next thing you know, it's the MJF versus, the Darby match. And then you look at like a year ago with the Greatest Hollywood Ending or whatever, and they didn't end it right. You know, they should have had the main event. There's all these pay-per-views that are kind of like that, where the order is like off, and otherwise it would have been a pretty good pay-per-view. And I just felt like they kind of nailed the order of the pay-per-view. I thought a lot of the matches really delivered. I thought there's a lot of really good stories, and I thought it finished on a really even the Darby MJF matches was a good story. Darby's wheels finally fell off, you know? And then we had the Kevin Knight swerve that set us up for like, I want to watch Dynamite this week, you know? So I thought they did a really good job on it.
Okay. Coma, I want to know if you agree with this. It seems to me that Tony Khan, for lack of a better term, blew his load, and now Tony doesn't know what to do with himself.
I do think there's some of that.
I think I don't know. Like I gave it a B. I thought it was a great pay-per-view for what it was, right? But I think the reason it gets that was it did start off strong. It was pretty strong all the way through, and then it sort of hit that Stadium Stampede, which for me that's when it sort of lost. That's when the wheels fall off, so to speak. I can go on about that, but when we're comparing it to what we've got to watch with WWE and what they're sort of producing at the moment, it is the better show. Like for the wrestling content that you're getting. As for like the story, like I think the stories could be pushed a little bit more and expanded out a lot more to make it sell as a whole, like as a product. But yeah, when it got to the Stadium Stampede, for me, that was the real wheels fell off, because it was really just like a backstage brawl. If anything, there was no stadium. The environment is what I was looking for. From what I know and for what I've seen in the past, you take it to the Jacksonville Stadium or something like that, you're totally out of your element from just having a wrestling ring there. And that seemed to be where a majority of it was focused on, the wrestling that was in the ring. And, a few spots that were outside of the, in the backstage area. So that was a little bit disappointing for me there. And yeah, that's all I can sort of say about that pay-per-view for what it was. Like, I just think that from what I've seen of AEW pay-per-views in the past, there've been some really great ones. I'm sure it's up there. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's up there, but was it their best? I don't know. It got to be for me. So it's not an A+ sort of material for me.
Byron, you've seen them all. You've seen every single AEW pay-per-view. Is this the best one? Is it close?
I mean, I don't know about is this the best.
I'm sorry,
one.
hold on.
I
Meatloaf
think
called Comatose Australian Palpatine. That's fucking funny. Wow. The hood does it, brother. Australian Palpatine it is. That's good shit. Sorry. Go ahead, Byron.
Yeah, so I don't know if this was the best one, because also, the Wembley shows are supposed to be bigger. It's, I'm still big picture looking forward to what I really want to see is I want to see Will Ospreay win the title at Wembley.
Wrong.
But
sorry, there's
but
so many
there
jokes
is
going on when you're making a great point, Byron. It's let
But
the
there is a
Vegemite flow through you.
consistent-
It's amazing.
there is a consistent trend that Tony Khan has been doing with AEW pay-per-views, where first he made sure they were long and exhausting, but then he figured out how to make it not feel like that. The last show I went to in LA was, all the shows have been great, but some of them you go to, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, another thing, I'm so tired, but this is so much fun. And I'd rather have more great stuff than 3 shitty WWE matches. But then this last show that I went to, it was just straight fun all the way to the end. And you didn't keep track of how long it was, how many matches there have been or will be. It was paced great. It just felt good. And this last show that I watched from home, I also watched all the way through. I didn't go and get ice cream in the middle of it.
You didn't get the ice cream?
No. So it was
Still didn't come on the watch party, even though he was watching real time, but that's okay. At least
I said it was because you were getting ice
too.
cream.
Yeah. But it's just big picture. I'm not, and you guys could say this is the best or not the best one, but big picture, the shows are getting more jam-packed with great stuff, and they are presented in a way where it still feels good. It doesn't feel like it's too much. You know what I mean? Like you love milkshakes, and you go to this one like Tim Tom's or whatever fast food place, and like, oh, they have a 32-ounce milkshake. You're like, great, I love milkshakes. I'm gonna get that. You drink it, you're like, that was way too much. But he has a way to like make a 32-ounce milkshake feel like a regular one from like In-N-Out, where you feel good.
I
afterwards.
still feel like I went to Fat Sal's. Like I wasn't gonna finish it, but it was dang good. But there was no way I was gonna get through all of it. I was still hoping. I was trying to figure. So what I was trying to figure out today was, I felt like it was one match too long at least.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you which match I would have done without.
That's the thing.
I didn't necessarily like the Stadium Stampede, but I feel like the MJF Darby match wouldn't have been as good if Stadium Stampede wasn't right before it.
Yeah.
But Swerve and Bandito maybe felt like it had the least stakes to it to me, but also
banger.
It was a banger, but maybe the banger that I could have waited for Dynamite. I don't know.
Really?
I like that they're doing Owen matches on pay-per-views. They're making every single stage.
But I feel like maybe it should have just been one Owen match for the men and one Owen match for the women.
Maybe, but another perspective on that is time zones. I'm in California time zone, so when the show is over, I could say, "Oh, I'm tired," to go sit on the couch and have the rest of my evening. Whereas, let's say someone on the East Coast is halfway through the show and it's midnight. So that's, I think, ideally for me, and they've done this maybe once or twice and it's been super cool. Or like the Wembley show is awesome because different time zone. If it's a Saturday show earlier in the day, then I get to have like a whole afternoon and evening, and people on the East Coast get to finish a wrestling show before midnight and before midnight on a work night. You know, that's where like, I wish it'd be shorter. I don't know where. No, you just wish that you were done watching wrestling so you could mostly just wish you were done so you could go to sleep at a decent hour before work the next day.
I think it'd be
Right.
fair to say that the matches that were on the card were like all fitting of being there. Just they needed to just shorten the matches just a little bit and to make it, you know, workable. Like
Maybe.
to be real, like they were all great matches and it all made sense from what they were. But
You don't tell
I'll tell
wrestler
you
to
what,
shorten
though, in
their
the
match.
States, I think
no,
there's a little bit
for real. Let's keep it for real. How long did the pay-per-view go for? All up, like what was it? Over 4 hours?
I think he does a 5-hour show on purpose.
It's a
It was
5-hour
like-
show, including the pre-show.
It's a long time to sit there. I
It's
mean,
a
for
long
us,
time.
It is.
But I will
That's why
also
you do
say
ice
this.
cream in the middle.
I
At
think
least I
one of
didn't
the
have to watch
reasons-
commercials.
I think
Oh
one of
my
the reasons
God.
why it was so highly touted this time is
Yikes.
because it's a 3-day weekend here in the States and people didn't have to go to work Monday morning. I think you
Yeah.
got a lot less of the anger that people have from the last 2 matches taking them into sub midnight when they have to go to work the next day. You didn't have that this time. You
or
know?
WrestleMania being over 2 days and having Hogan shoved in your face.
Oh, he's got something to say, people. I wonder what it is.
Oh.
Why are you awake? What are you doing?
Because you were talking shit about Bandido earlier. So,
Hey,
hey, how's everybody
Wow.
doing? So,
Hi, Tony.
Hi, everybody.
Where's there
So
a
that
play button on
I'm seriously on a like 36 hours of no sleep. But I think you are mistaken on your assumption that we could have waited for Bandido Swerve Strickland's match for a Dynamite.
But did it feel as
Tell him,
important
Johnny,
as
tell him.
everything else on the card? I'm not
It's a
saying it wasn't a
banger.
good match. I'm saying if I had to lose something that didn't feel as important for a pay-per-view, that could have been the headlining match tonight, and I would have been happier with that than Statlander and Sheeta.
No,
Yeah,
I
I'm trying-
think this gives us a different stake in the future of the development of an arc between these two guys. So that's what I think, that it was important that we did it in the way that they did it on the pay-per-view with the stakes of like not having the title on the line and all this stuff, right? So yeah, I thought it was really good. I only wanted to join also because I do think this was one of the best paper. I had really bad internet, so there's some spots that I will have to go back and watch again. But I don't know if I will say number one, but probably top 3.
Yes,
Yeah,
join the
that's
top
kinda
3
cool.
gang.
Like
Yeah.
I will
Wow.
probably. I didn't. I usually watch it and then I watch it again, and then some down the line I watch it again.
You
That-
watch it 3 times? That's like half a lifetime.
15 hours,
yes,
baby.
I watch it. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, but
I
he
watch
works
a
at
lot of
home, so a lot of times he just puts stuff on in the background. He can do
Yeah,
that.
I do. Yeah. So, but probably, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, I lost lighting here. I'm not gonna say best ever, but so solid and so much better than anything that like the other companies putting out. This is probably gonna get clipped, but it's so much better than anything, and it was so consistent. Maybe only the buy-in was kind of like it was trying to get people in the show. I sure, whatever. I will give you that. It's not the only reason why it might not be the number one, because it's so complicated. But everything, it was just it flew by because I was watching it and I was you guys. I was in the middle of a trip with wrestling. And I saw so much wrestling this week. It's crazy. But I enjoyed it so much. And I watched some of the parts again. And I think they set up a lot of the things that we're going to pay off in All In. Now, I don't know if you guys know, also, Mexico City has been confirmed for August. They have not said when exactly, but it has been confirmed, so now we can officially
So
talk
that's
about
Grand
it.
Slam Mexico City.
Yes.
AEW, and it's in August. Now that's
and also-
before All In. Is that going to be part of the go home for All In, or is that after All
Probably.
In?
No, it's going to be before.
Okay.
But
so
also,
it is gonna be some exciting stuff, probably with a lot of your all-in storylines heading into Mexico. That's awesome.
also, so I was in Guadalajara. I've never been to that place. The crowd was something else. It was very different. I'll talk about it at length in another episode because
you need to sleep for a day first.
if I can get a nap in at one point. But the crowd is completely different. My goal of going to all the major arenas in Mexico is slowly by little becoming a reality. But they revamped the whole arena, and they're gonna do a lot more stuff. So that rumor for me, I think that rumor that they might be in Guadalajara seems solid. I cannot confirm anything. I'm not doing that right now. I'm not saying that I'm confirming anything, but the arena looked really good, and you can really pack that place. I mean, it was full for a Tuesday night because I don't know, Thunder Rosa was wrestling, I guess, but it was full packed.
What does it have? 7,000, 8,000, somewhere in there?
I think like 8,000, yeah, and the people go nuts, man. It was so. I hope you guys can get to watch that match that Thunder had with Tuxis. So much fun, so different.
Is it on the CMLL YouTube?
I think it's gonna be up tomorrow.
Okay.
I
was gonna say I didn't think I saw. I tried to go there. I think when it was happening live, and I didn't see it, so I was like,
I will see. I will check in a minute if it's already there. I don't think it goes live because they also have at the same time Arena Mexico Tuesdays. So I don't know if it goes live on it, but they had a broadcast team and everything there. So
that's great.
So yeah. So I really enjoyed Double or Nothing. It is so now the bar for all in, all out thing. It's insane. It's crazy. So I don't know what we're gonna. What are you doing, Byron? What are you doing? So I'm hoping that we get really good shows for our summer, and it's.
I think so.
Gonna be great.
Well, this weekend's going to be crazy because we have two major events. First of all is Noche de los Grandes.
That's right.
Did I come close? Probably
not. I'm going to give you a pass because I'm very...
Night of the Greats. It's El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. And it's going to be a big weekend. And then Sunday we have...
Can we kick off me from the chat? Can I put him on pause?
Rebecca can. She's a moderator.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
She's
please.
a moderator too.
Yeah.
Then we also have what is it called? Clash in Italy. Which is so stupid that they keep doing this Clash name thing. It's like it made sense when it was Clash at the Castle, but now we're calling it Clash in Italy.
Where it comes from.
I know, it's just so stupid. Clash in Italy sounds stupid.
Italia.
Sounds like it looks like I'm broadcasting from like 96, like 1996 or something.
Well, now you know how the rest of us normally feel.
Yeah.
With our crappy internets and bad equipment and whatever. Real quick.
Yeah.
Can we do some
cups?
Is there a card for this fucking thing?
Oh,
where's
God.
the card for Clash in Italy? Yeah, Bear. See if you can get this shit right.
No, I gotta go to bed.
You're like, no, leaving with my crown.
I just realized how little sleep a human needs.
I've had a long day.
No, I don't think that's right. I think a human needs sleep.
Do they? I've read that the only reason why we dream is so that our brain doesn't, like, our eyes don't go blind.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right for someone who hasn't slept for 36 hours.
Give them to me quick then, guys. Brock versus Oba. Who y'all got?
Oba.
I got Brock.
Bear says Oba. Byron says Brock. Tony.
I'm going with almost Femi.
Oh, almost Femi.
Yeah.
No.
Coma.
Oh man, I'm tossing and turning with this one because it doesn't make sense to me that if over
Tossing and turning on this?
No, well, no, honestly, if over Femi goes over, then there's no dead rubber match, and so I think that Brock has to win it, even though I think over Femi's over.
You want to see a third one?
That's going to happen when that happened in SummerSlam. If that
Minnesota.
I think it'll happen before that, and you still see Gunther in Minnesota, but who knows?
Oh well, then over Femi.
Comedy's going Oba?
Over.
Like SummerSlam is not the next pay-per-view. There's other pay-per-views before. I don't know.
Is there?
So if they do the dead rubber,
SummerSlam is at the end of summer.
Did Brock Lesnar just
before that, right?
Join the Vision already? I mean, they're down everybody else.
No,
I'm taking Brock here. I'm taking Brock.
I don't know. Maybe I should take Brock.
I think Brock wins and
change it up, Brock.
And then you get the rubber match before SummerSlam with Obafemi, and Obafemi raises Brock's hand after he beats him, and Brock shakes their hand, and that turns Brock face, and then Brock goes into SummerSlam as a baby face against a different heel.
Ah, fuck, it makes sense.
Yeah.
See, Bear, see what I do to people? Isn't it?
No, I think Brock makes the most sense. I just don't want to see him to win.
You're right. Yeah, Brock.
Reasoning.
Brock, thanks. Change it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go for the opposite this one. I'm gonna go and get 0 right on this one. That's my goal.
You're saying Oba. So Tony and Coma, you're switching to Brock?
Yeah.
Nobody should choose what I'm choosing.
Okay, let's talk about tribal warfare. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu in another rematch here, our second rematch.
Yeah, this is Hollywood's idea of wrestling.
Is this for the title?
This is for the title and for Tribal Chief.
And for Tribal Chief?
Yeah, it's a tribal warfare match.
It's a chiefdom test?
Yeah, whoever wins this gets the Ulafala.
Give me Jacob.
I go with Roman. They got to build more heat till they pull the trigger on a match.
Byron says Roman.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Has anybody checked on Roman Reigns IMDb?
I'm gonna go Jacob here.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's just an interesting storyline. It's tough for them to pull the trigger, but I feel like if Oba's gonna lose, but you crown Jacob here, and you have this weird story where all of a sudden Roman Reigns has to play second fiddle to this crazy fuck as a heel. I don't know.
That's the most interesting story.
It's the most interesting story. I don't know that there's a high probability of it happening. This is just a gut that I'm going with, that's the biggest story you can get out of this. And if Paul Heyman's involved, I know he's a story guy and I'm a Paul Heyman guy. I feel like that's the big story. Now, it's not the big money, and we know how TKO is. Like, putting the belt on a heel Jacob right now does not scream, let's make piles of money. Keeping it on Roman says, let's make piles of money. So,
I don't know. I think Jacob's interesting. I want to see him. I'm just going with my heart on these ones. Jacob, give me Jacob.
But that's a difference between the wrestling that we like to watch and the wrestling that WWE does. You got to look at.
I know. I think I'm going to not
WWE
win
business.
any of these.
But like we would love to watch Jacob as champ and Jacob as one of the centerpieces of the show. We would love that. But does TKO?
She thinks they pull the
think they
trigger
could sell
on
enough
Jacob at
T-shirts doing
SummerSlam.
that?
Daniel's got Rahman.
There's your rubber match.
Yeah.
Is it a rubber match though? If he loses, is it just like Jacob just keeps coming?
No, Jacob. If Jacob loses twice, he's lost twice.
Yeah, so
that's it, right? Yeah, if he loses again, it's over.
Meep's taking.
Jacob feels right. I'm gonna get one right.
So is this Sunday, right? This is Sunday.
This Sunday. and we will be here for the.
Is this even like a
watch-along.
major PLE? Is
Yeah.
this like a major? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's a weird time too. It's going to be at the illy time. So Tony, who are you taking here? And Coma, who are you taking?
I think it's the storyline we want to see, man. I think it makes more sense to do it that way. To have the Samoan werewolf with the Tongan death grip. Yeah, that makes the most sense. I don't know how you get I get that people point towards the direction of Roman being the face in this, man, but I think there's going to be a Stone Cold sort of Steve Austin sort of swerve with the people that got behind Jacob right now. I think he's more the good guy in the sense where it's like, yeah, he's made out to be the bad guy, but if you have a look at the last match that they had at the pay-per-view, Roman didn't win it cleanly either. So there's that sort of like, desperation.
It is the 1B title, and it changes hands more than the other one.
It does. Tony, who you got?
I'm gonna go with. That's a great idea, Rebecca. That is a great idea. I think I'm gonna go Jacob because otherwise, in just logic, he will be dead, like Finn. So yeah,
that's smart, Rebecca.
That's smart. Jacob by DQ. I want to change mine to that.
You're gonna change.
That's what I said earlier. You heard me wrong.
Huh?
Because
I said Jacob by DQ earlier. I think you wrote it down wrong.
Yeah.
What time is the show?
I don't know, some weird ass time.
I'm inviting a guest, so I'm trying to figure out. It's gonna be like in the morning.
Meef takes Jacob. So Daniel, you're the only one. Daniel out there in the box, you're the one. Oh, you're taking Brock. You took Brock and you took Roman. That's what I got for you, Daniel. Okay, Jacob might win by DQ. She's feeling that now. Let me see. The next match here is Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca, which may or may not happen depending on Sol's injury. But who are we taking if it does happen for the Intercontinental match between Becky and Sol?
Is this their first one-on-one?
No, they went one-on-one at Saturday Night's main event, and Becky won.
And then there was the Raw thing that they set it up to. I think this one's got to be. It's got to be Sol, man.
Coma's going Sol. I think I'm going to go Becky here because I feel like if Sol does have an injury and she makes it to the match, they might still need to bench her for a minute and re-game plan some things with her. I feel like even if they go through with this match, she's not quite ready for prime time yet for a few different reasons. So I think they're going to have Becky go over and then bring her back and do this win later. That's just my gut, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. It seems like Sol isn't getting the steam that you would want her to have on the main
Why is
roster.
that? Is it because of the move being weird? Because that's most of the clips, out there. It's about that. We certainly be talking about this shit a lot too.
Tony,
well, I know because I think Sol is a good talent that we want to see get over, but yeah, it's tricky.
Why book it like that though? And then just turn it back down. It just doesn't make sense.
You try things sometimes. You got a new talent coming up. You're draining the NXT pool. You don't want to do the same thing with all of them. You already got similar things going on with Oba, Trick, and Jacob. So
you give her a spotlight for a reason, though, right?
Yeah, it's like you pull her up, but not everybody has to climb super fast. Not everybody needs a big win immediately. So, we lost Bear before we got his pick. I'll get his picks later. Oh, he's coming back. There's Bear.
TK, everyone.
I hate using it on the phone, man.
Yeah,
it exits me.
All right. So, who you got, Bear? Sol or Becky?
Which Diva era comeback can we see if Sol can't go?
Good question. Mickey James is always available.
Remote.
I don't know. I don't even know. Give me Sol Ruka. I don't.
Well, just
Yeah.
pick Becky because she's probably going to win. And if someone else comes in, they're going to bring someone else randomly with no push to come in and beat Becky in a match.
Listen, I told you I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to do the other cycle of this. I got them all right, so now I'm going to try and do intentionally all of them wrong.
There's too much pressure.
I think that Bronson Reed is he's chiseled right now. Let's go with that.
Ready to go, ready to rock.
He is ready to go.
I liked how he looked before.
I'm gonna go Becky here too because I don't know. So
Tony's going Becky. Byron, who you going with?
I'm gonna go with Salt. No, I mean Becky.
Becky. Meatloaf, if you want to throw in a pick, brother. Whenever you get a chance. All right. Next match. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Undisputed Women's Championship.
Oh, I'm not invested at all in this one.
I think they're gonna keep the belt on Jade. I think they're giving her an actual run that she's working this time.
Jade doesn't have the belt right now.
I was there. I thought Rhea had the belt. No, Rhea has the belt.
Rhea has.
I knew that. How the hell do I know this shit?
Putting the belt back on Jade as much as she needs the heat. Like Jade needs the belt more than Rhea, but the Jade experiment is not working right now. I like her with these baddies. I think they need to find some programs for them to work, give them some storylines, keep them on TV, send them out to these house shows that they're talking about doing, but I don't see them winning right now. I gotta take Rhea personally.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if they will take it over her just like now. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's not because it's not the better storyline. It certainly is for Jade. Jade just isn't.
Wait,
we're getting to that one in a second, Yorian. I'll throw your comment up there.
Oh my God!
Daniel's
we're
taking
2 hours in.
Rhea. Bex has got big time.
There it is. It was crooked. What the
Bear, who you got? Shot in the dark. Give me one. Rhea or Jade? Jade. Bear goes Jade.
Gotta pick the losers.
Hey, he likes Tony's exes. Byron, who you taking?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Jade or Rhea? Who you taking?
No. What did you say?
I like TK's exes. Is Ethan Page on this one? How about Ricky Saint?
I see. I'll pick Rhea because I guess she's the champ and Jade sucks.
Whoa, Jade's great. She's that bitch.
She is that bitch.
That bitch. Yeah.
Jade Cargill came up with one catchphrase that got over and had a curse word, and then she couldn't rebound from it and come up with a second one in her entire fucking career.
Tell us how you really feel.
I'm a
Coma,
fan of
who
her
you
stuff.
picking?
Mate, it doesn't make sense to put the belt back on Jade after her little stint. So, and I won't go against the fellow Radaladian. It's Rhea.
Yeah. I feel you there. All right. And finally, Yorian is picking Gunther over Cody. Don't know why, but he deserves it. Your mommy's #1 fan. Mommy spelled with an I. Easy there.
For the title.
Ovaltine. Why? What happened?
Yeah, have some Ovaltine.
How old are you if you're quoting Ovaltine?
It's
That
only
doesn't
5
exist anymore.
matches.
People only
it's
drink
like
4
championship
locos.
matches.
This is not AEW, guys. This thing will be 2.5 hours long in the middle of the day. Clash in Italy.
Cody's still champion, right?
Cody is the current champion. Gunther is the challenger.
I'm trying to think of what's the dumbest booking decision to do here because I think Gunther should go over because they have invested in him.
I think at this point is to keep it on Cody. As much
They'll
as he's
probably
good
do
for
that.
business in a lot of ways, especially with casuals.
He needs to start losing.
They're
and
killing
freshen
his
up.
storyline. They're killing his storyline. And I think if they want to keep Cody exciting or even keep the belt on him or have the belt on him when they get to Mania next year, like they got to do something here. I mean, and if you are going to eventually try to go to Gunther, Brock, makes a lot of sense to go into SummerSlam, where you feel like Brock can go out with one last championship, and there's Gunther's the big bad, and it gives Brock a reason to stay unretired and to actually have another match. So I'm taking Brock, and that's a long shot to me. Like, I do not feel like that's a sure bet at all, but that's good. Like, the one thing I can say about this pay-per-view is I'm not sure of these picks. Like, we went into the AEW event, and I was pretty sure of all of my picks except for the one that I got wrong. And Bear went the other way on that one, and Bear thusly got them all right. But like, which is funny though. It also goes to show you that you don't necessarily need unpredictability to have a good pay-per-view.
No, you just need good stories.
We did very well with our predictions for the AEW pay-per-view, which, by the way, had a higher probability of getting stuff wrong because there was hella more matches.
You got to give the people what they want.
I do want to say, you feel like with this type of show, you're not even confident that the choices you made are going to be right.
Rebecca's right. I'm correcting myself. I mean Gunther. Yes.
No. Like, you brought up like this type of show, you made your picks, but you're not really confident that your picks are right. And I have a similar situation where I made my picks on the show, but with this type of show going on, it's hard for me to actually give a shit about any of the results.
Maybe. And maybe that's part of the problem too. Maybe that's why it's unpredictable, is because you don't care. But you got to pick one, Byron. So who do you want? Gunther or Cody?
Oh, I thought I already said some. Cody.
Byron goes with the
Win
Cody.
one for America.
It's the stupidest thing that WWE can do. I like that approach. Bear, who you got?
Give me a TKX.
But that'll be Cody.
What?
Cody is the X. It's one of TK's X's.
Oh.
Come on. Jesus.
So I'm
Tony
tired. I'm not thinking
Allen,
of, like,
who do you want?
I think it's just like
what
does that mean?
No, I think I don't know. This is weird. This
Cody versus Gunther.
I don't know which one. I don't know.
Flip a coin.
What's even the point?
Flip a coin.
Just the world championship. No other point than that.
That's what I was saying. What's the point of any of this?
The championship.
Well, this is the problem with WWE right now. You don't feel like there's any point. Like when we talk about WWE, and there feels like there's a point.
WWE. It's gonna be okay. It's non-consequential anymore.
Wow, Tony, you're so tired. Like, the only thing that moves is like
we need this
your
Tony
mouth, and
everywhere.
everything else is trying to take a nap.
I am dying. I had an allergic reaction to something today, so
it's going to be WWE then.
You got allergic reaction to not sleeping.
Yeah, probably.
Stay calm.
Yes, if they want to do something interesting, they will have to do Gunther, right? Just like if otherwise.
The question is, do they want to do something interesting?
And that's the problem, because I think they won't. So I don't care if my record is going to be terrible in any case, but let's go with Gunther and see what happens.
All righty.
Done.
Okay, cool.
And last but not
that's
least,
super fun. When are we going to see the AAA match with the Americanos? That's the one I give a shit about.
We're getting there. I need Coma's pick.
Oh.
I just think if you're going to give it any direction and any sort of legitimacy to the World Championship and storyline at the moment, you give it to Gunther. And I think, like, you're right in saying when he keeps the championship to about SummerSlam, Brock could win it if it gives him any sort of relevance to have that fight with him to retire. And then whether he wins it and just drops it or not, I don't know what's going to happen there. But yeah,
that's a great story.
Yeah,
that's what
let's see if they actually do it.
And now the bonus, we're going to lump it in as the bonus. It's going to happen a day before. And we need predictions for Americano versus Americano. I'm going to pick Americano. No, Tony and I talked about this before. I got to go with the German Americano. The German American playing Mexican, because I think it's just too business-wise dangerous for them not to. I could see a lot of worlds where you really get that heat, and in Mexico, it wouldn't be surprising to really just get that heat.
Mexico would riot. They would riot when they
That
turn.
heat. Think of the heat.
I mean, but there's also ways that maybe you have him lose, but still keep his mask somehow. You do some kind of weird schmozzy thing and extend it more. That would be the old AAA thing to do. To find a way to make more money off of this same thing like 4 times.
He pulls off his mask and he's wearing another mask.
Gimmick. Yeah.
Right. And
he should have a mask on underneath the mask, so he pulls it off.
Venti Americano or something. I don't know.
So you could go that direction. However, I think because of the Rey de Reyes win, I think because of the public sentiment right now, I think it's just working. And if you don't do it, I think you can get some more matchups out of it. I think you end this thing, you get Gable back in that mid card, or maybe put him in a tag team if you're trying to revamp the tag team division in WWE. I think you need Gable back in that mid card over there, and I think you need him out of the hood, and you really need to keep Marcel under the hood for the rest of his entire career.
I'm just gonna make this point right here. We are 2 weeks away from the World Cup. This city has spent a lot of money in public transportation and building infrastructure that will get derailed if they burn down the city because these motherfuckers. Okay, I'm just saying. It will be on WWE and Undertaker that the World Cup does not happen in Monterrey if these motherfuckers book this wrong.
Well, no, not going there.
Daniel's going with new Americano, Marcel.
Venti. I'm doing
Venti.
science, and I'm just gonna put Venti.
Venti for Tony.
Because he's taller. It just makes sense, right? This is a larger Americano of him.
I get it.
The other one is Grande, I guess.
I think also to Tony's point, we sort of got a taste of what's at stake with the Americano thing, like how much it means to the people in Mexico, the fans that are going to the shows.
They canceled one event and like half the country was crying.
Yeah, and like also like
when they did a makeup event, it was like a ticker tape parade. It was like he just beat the Nazis. It was crazy.
He got arrested, and really, it's for not a big deal. The stuff happens. Wrestlers have gotten, incidents like this all the time. There was a scuffle in an elevator, and all of a sudden, it becomes the biggest news in the world. Can he go and do this one match at this one date? It was on the
We don't know who's under the mask. That's why there's
he wasn't wearing the mask when he
Kaiser hasn't been in WWE for a year now, right?
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Justin now. So Justin,
Jesus.
we know Kaiser and Americano. So
what?
But it became this huge thing, and then it got then he got permission to go outside the country. Great. Then it came out the ICE story, which may or may not be whatever, but that doesn't matter. He defended his Mexican woman's honor against this guy who said he was going to call ICE. He is now, and then he shows up to the parade thing. He is such the character of El Grande Americano is a blend of the story, the blend of the care of the person embracing the culture and the culture embracing him, a blend of this fucking thing that happened back in March.
Okay,
all this stuff.
I'm going to translate what Byron's saying for you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
It's very odd, but somehow this gimmick that is supposed to be a joke became the most realistic kayfabe storyline in wrestling in the last 10 years. Grande Americano is fighting for the honor of Mexican people, even though we know he's the third guy to be under the hood and he's German and everyone knows it. And it doesn't matter because the kayfabe has become more real to the people of Mexico than the fact that this guy is a white German. And it's amazing because it genuinely means something to the people. It really does. It's not a joke. That's what Daniel's talking about. Like, people will honest to God riot if it's not him. Now, there's good reasons for it. He, even in jest, paid respect to the culture early on. That's just how he took the character. He wanted to take it as this more suave, most interesting man in the world type character. And the Mexican fans gravitated to it because A, he spoke good Spanish. B, he knew the culture. He wasn't making fun of it. He was embracing it and living in the culture as part of the character, which was intended to be an insult originally, but he did it so well that it wasn't insulting. It's amazing. Somehow, the guy in a spoof gimmick as the third person who was just shipped off to Mexico to kind of do it in the dark while Chad Gable rested up, you know, as a rib, basically, turned it into one of the biggest and best gimmicks of all time. Like, it might end up in the top 10 of wrestling gimmick, period, by the time this guy's career is over. So
people cry when he goes up and hugs them. He cries when they cheer for him.
Babies, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Give me the real American.
Undertaker. I'm not giving Undertaker credit for anything that has happened in AAA.
Undertaker's territory is on fire these days.
Until after this, Jeremy Borash, Conan, and even Dorian laid the groundwork of what AAA is right now. Undertaker came in, he gave some attaboys, he gave some really great input and advice. He got people excited. He made sure people were being taken care of well. And then he started contributing to the storylines. But nothing that is going on right now was an original product of The Undertaker. Let's not give him the credit yet.
He's not. Give him all the credit. Fuck this conversation.
He's the man. He's the man down there running the show. We will say that. But he wasn't the guy who started the show. He came in and now he's sailing. So I will give him credit if they keep it going after this Noches de la Grande or whatever it's called, Night of the Living Great Guys.
All right, give me the real American.
The real you want Gable?
Yeah, man, Minnesota represent.
I think the real American dead, didn't they?
Chad Gable,
American is dead.
Yeah, give me Gable.
You're taking.
I'm taking
Marcel.
Marcel.
Venti. All right, Coma. You got new guy or?
I'm gonna be the guy. That
goes,
that
you have been entertained by the Undertaker thing. It's a meme here in Mexico.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say the American wins, right? But demasks, Venti, and the crowd, he plays that sort of homage to, they respect him enough that it's going to be like one of those, you're a winner out of being a loser kind of thing. Like,
okay,
you're a winner.
The real Marcel becomes a national Mexican hero.
Yeah,
okay. So now I think. Hold on. Sorry. I thought about this part. I'm sleepy, so I thought about this part the other day. I was like, they have to do it old school. When he takes off his hat, he takes off the mask, and then he says his name,
says his real name,
born, and his age. Oh my God!
AAA has always done that for their mask reveals.
Gonna be crying people, man. It's gonna be crazy.
AAA has always done that for their reveals. If they do it with Marcel, I think they get a big reaction. If they do it with Gable, it's funny. So I think they win either way.
Oh God, am I gonna get this right?
I just think then you've got like they're gonna just be against the real American, like Gable for ages, and there's a better storyline that way. I think.
Watch me come out of this with like the most wins.
Somehow. I think it would be hilarious if if I was really writing it. I think what I would do was I'd have Gable win.
I know.
I'd have Marcel start to do the thing, start saying his name, start to take the mask off, and Gable just break down, pull the mask back down on his face, and say, "No, you've earned it. The people of Mexico have earned it. You stay the Grande Americano." Before he does the reveal, and he takes off his mask and reveals himself and says, "I'm going back, but you have the crown, and you should be the guy that represents these people forever.
That's good. That's good writing, man.
But that's good writing. But that's
Yeah. We
what
can't
these
expect that.
companies don't do. I'm an actual writer. Apparently, the wrestling companies don't have any of me, even though there's 17,000 of them available at any point in
I might
time.
have to wear sunglasses to this thing.
You're gonna cry, Tony. Are you gonna cry? You better do a video
Somebody get
live.
Somebody get a picture of him ugly crying.
I have not been this hype about anything since like Thunder won the
break his heart, Undertaker.
Look, and if Daniel's going with you, clearly he's not going to be any help. He's already crying.
Oh, he's not going to be any help. You have no idea.
Oh, you guys are
break his heart, Undertaker.
All right, I got to go to bed, so we got to do pops and drops, and I'm going to make it
God.
quick. Yeah, we're just going to do it fast.
Let's get New Japan got sold.
Jesus,
was that your drop, or is that a pop?
It's not a drop. It's a discussion. We'll see what happens.
Discussion. We're doing pops and drops.
Well,
I'm gonna do my pop of the week. I'm gonna do it for me. It's someone pointed out that MJF's gear was a tribute to Hana, who passed away 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize that until he brought it up and posted a link. And he had the gear that matches her gear, and it even glowed in the dark. So that's my pop of the week. That was really cool and very unexpected and very not he didn't have to do that, you know. He was winning the title that night. He could have done 1,000 other things. It would have been fine. So that was very, very cool. And my drop of the week, I think, is going to be, I wrote it down. Oh, did you know Jake Doyle returned? You wouldn't if you watched the show. AEW production sucks.
I thought it was Mark Davis.
No, he was also on the show.
He was also there,
they put all like the Don Callis beefcakes in one segment.
Don Callis beefcakes. The Don Callis beefcakes should be the trios championship.
Yeah, they never got a shot of his face. He came out and you only saw his back, and then he left all in like 30 seconds. Good return, dude. Glad he got.
Glad we didn't drop the ball on that one. I do like Rebecca's. Her pop was Double or Nothing. Drop was Dynamite. Yeah. Amazing. Nice work, AEW. Coma, you got some pops and drops?
Pop was Bandito's ring attire at Double or Nothing. That was pimp. It was fresh. It was flash. It was cool. That was the drip, man. I love it. I got to get me some. Tony, hook us up. My drop. Definitely the Stadium Stampede. That shit me to tears, and I don't need to go on about
it. Bear hates it. Bear, what do you got for pops and drops this week?
Oh man, what is my pop? My pop is I like that the trios match with the Death Riders versus Rascals tonight. And I like the ending of it specifically, where they were like, who's gonna make the opponent tap out first? That was actually kind of fun. Where they all had them locked up, and then Ospreay, and you could just see it was like, well, we're gonna all try and get whoever's gonna tap, and that was pretty cool.
That's fun.
My drop of the week is 103, and I gotta go to bed. And this is my second night in a row I stayed up too late.
Yeah, it's time. Tony, pops and drops.
My actual pop of the week, I cannot say. I will tell you guys in private.
Oh, I like that. That's fun.
Wow, that
means it's real good
podcast.
Yeah. But I'll say Thunder Wrestling Guadalajara. I don't know if you guys know this, but her mom is from there, so she's like going back to her roots. The crowd, I don't know. Sometimes it's crazy. They're in their own world. I think they need some Ritalin when they walk in so they can pay attention, because they start just going at each other. It's not so much what's happening. It's just like there's wrestling happening. There's lucha libre happening while they're having a great time. Because there's also a band playing, and then, there's some chants going on.
That's what I've heard, that it's just like this different level party atmosphere. And I also heard that Lucha Underground was partially patterned off of shows in Guadalajara.
It was a completely different Like, I'm glad that we went there. Also, getting out of Guadalajara, pain in the ass. It was not as expected. But yeah, that's my pop. And just lucha libre in general. I love. I mean, I always did. I have always loved like luchadores, but it's just there's another level of like generosity and the way these people are, and it's not that part of the craft that I always loved, but it's who they are as people and the complexities of their lives and just the sheer amount of pain they go through in their bodies and mentally and all this stuff that I love. So yeah, that's my pop also. Yeah. Drop. I don't know if I have a drop. I'm just very happy with wrestling right now. Drop is not sleeping because of wrestling. So that counts because he's adjacent to wrestling. Sure.
Well, so I had a couple of things that
my god!
Felt, but they're not. I mean, they're not long. I'm not going to take up a lot of time. My two pops, and they're quick. The Leo Rush thing, the whole gimmick, seeing him on the pay-per-view. I can't take my eyes off of it. It's so unique. It's so weird and like creepy and awesome. There's no real storyline explanation for it yet either. And they're just like, this transformation and blah blah blah. Like what? What? He fell in a vat of acid. The joke. What is it? What? Don't know. Like, dear Tony Khan, there's so much you can do with that. Please don't let it stop. Like, make something happen there. And the second one is
it would be better if we don't get an explanation, because then it will like put them in a box. So anything, just something happened and
just random.
Something happened, and this is the golem that we have left. Golem. And I have to give props to a match that I thought I was going to hate, which was the Hermanos Americanos versus Los Americanos go home match on AAA. But the way that they finished it off with Vinty and Gable out there, and they're not supposed to have contact, and everyone pulls them apart, and then they kind of come back into each other's faces, and you're like, oh no, they have this dumb stipulation now with Rey Mysterio as the commissioner that they can't have any physical contact or that person loses their mask immediately. We can't lose this match. And they actually have you caring about the moment, and then they pull them away, and you're like, oh, they have to pull them away because we can't lose this thing. But also, these guys have to hit each other now. What are they doing? They fly across the ring and hit each other at the exact same time. And Ray is like, no, we have to break this up, but the match is still on. Finally, just like a really, really well done go home moment out of a stupid match that I didn't want to see. So I have to give AAA credit for that. I'm not giving The Undertaker credit for it, but I'm giving somebody at AAA the credit for it. My drop of the week. This might come as a surprise to you, but my drop of the week is Penta versus Javon. People stop. I'm not saying it wasn't a good match. But just because you people haven't seen some of these things, and by you people I mean idiots, you dumb shits out there on the internet have made me agree with Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer said it best. Dave Meltzer was like, guys, it was a good match, but this is not match of the year. I saw better Lucha Libre this week than what was in this match. Like, this isn't even in the top 50 of what Penta's done this year. Like, it was a good match
for WWE.
Guys. Just because you've seen garbage out of Penta because they don't book him to do any better doesn't mean that he hasn't done things that are 10 million times better than this. Just because Javon is new on the main roster doesn't mean that Javon hasn't been having 5 or 6 bangers like this a year. This is not the match of the year. This is finally a good match on Raw. So my drop of the week is idiots not understanding that what they're seeing should be the status quo and not elevated above the mid-level line. The match was a good match. There was no level of greatness there. And I don't even think Penta himself would tell you that it was some level of greatness. Penta would be like, yeah, dude, we went out there. We had a banger. It was cool. It was great.
There was actually sloppy spots in that match too, if you watch it. There was
It's not a bad match. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Javon, and Penta has off and on been one of my favorite wrestlers for years. You know, we've always supported Penta, and we will continue to support him in everything he does. But guys, that was not the match of the year. And if it was, then good for you, because you got low expectations and clearly didn't watch the AEW pay-per-view, where literally every single match, including my least favorite matches, were all better than that match. Where 20 of the matches that happened at CMLL this weekend were all better than that match. Where the Hermanos Grandes Americanos and Los Americanos, a match that I didn't even want to see this week, was a better match.
Open your eyes, people.
Open your eyes. I love Penta. That was not the match of the week. That's my drop. That's the end of the show. That's all we have time for. My kid is sick upstairs, so I'm going to go deal with that because he's supposed to graduate high school tomorrow, but he might
go to bed, Johnny.
So until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix, Tricks.
Peace.
Peace.